So, during our last adventure, during our last long rest, oh my god, that brings me back, holy shit. During our last long rest, our now named group, the Morning Stars, have finally freed themselves from their parole that Hjarlgron and Eldrith were on. They managed to catch one of the leaders from the hummingbirds and bring them back to the Warden Krill in Dawnstead. Upon doing so, they were granted back their freedom, and after being given their freedom back, they set upon the next objective, which, for a lot of them, was to return to Crestfall, hoping that they would be able to reach it in time so that they can be there for the Day of Glint. As to what it is, as to what might happen, is up in the air, and the situation in general seems to be a bit concealed in mystery. But they know that, if anything, Versa has gone there, and he's looking forward to seeing what comes from it. Although he did mention that there have been hundreds of days of glint since the prophecy, maybe even thousands, and they never came true, so hopefully it will be the same. Now, as our adventurers slowly return and make their way back, they ended up retracing their steps past the Novum Bridge, where they found that their actions finally had some good consequences. They could see that the underbelly of the Novum Bridge was actually slowly being cured, the fog and the miasma there was gone, and people started to look healthier and better, which gave them kind of a sense of perhaps inspiration or maybe self-motivation that they can change things in this world, that maybe their actions can perform good. And as they continued and entered into Frontier, here they went on a quick checklist. First, they wandered over to Cult and Nero, who were working on Doi's magical item, a pauldron that would grant him extra resilience since he was such a fragile being. The pauldron was crafted to perfection and installed onto Doi like a new chip, and now he is significantly more resilient than he was before. The pauldron is made of brass and steel and matches some of the old and now rusted forms of perhaps what he was once made of. At the same time, or slightly after shall we say, Eldrith wanted to go to Gloomwig University and hopefully enroll. Upon going and asking the receptionist there about how does he enroll and how does he go about it, he was told that he would have a hearing by a lot of the members of the council. He had a hearing with 3 professors, Cornelius, Madame Virilia, and a dwarf whom they do not know the name of yet, a professor who had a shaved head and a long beard, a dwarven teacher who seemed to be against the dangers of taboo and maybe unknown magics, and rather revel in what is already known and mastering what is already known rather than delving into the unknown. A conversation ensued, and Eldrith showed off his prowess and his abilities with magic, which already swayed majority of the vote in his favour. But on top of that, not only does he have a skilled and innate ability with magic, he is also an Azure Magus, one capable of using the comet's light and the stars themselves to fuel new forms of magic, molding gravity and other such things that normal casters do not have the ability to do. But Professor Cornelius mentioned that they have, before, Azure Maguses have come across one similar issue, that in time, seeking into the beyond, looking at the stars, into the endless beyond that is beyond them, eventually they all go mad. Perhaps with power, ambition, lack of hope, understanding of the existential lack of being. Whatever it may be, it affects them all differently, but they all end up mad. Taking it cautiously, the professor, the dwarven professor, voted no to Eldrith joining the Gloomwig University. But between Madame Aurelia, who had an ambition to find new magics, and stating a very powerful sentence that if the current ongoings of wizards and witches was to just learn what was already learned, they would never advance and take steps forward. and she believed that with a good question that Eldred answered with confidence was that he was willing to pretty much do anything to be able to continue his progress, as long as it did not mean giving up his friends and the ones he cared for. So, the final vote was set, and Eldrith was welcomed into the Gloomwig University, where they embraced him for an initial scholarship into his initial research, where he was looking into the magics and weaving his own spells from the stars themselves. So, being granted a pin that allowed him to communicate with the Gloomwig University, a small scholarship to set him up on his initial research, and access to any of the lectures and library halls, the party was now happy and Eldrith was content with where he was. The rest of the group did some research into the current condition that seems to be afflicting Celwydd. Her fingertips are slowly being turned into what seems like this wisp-like material, almost as if she's slowly being turned into the ethereal plane bit by bit. They found out that these hints, or whatever this condition is somehow attached to a lineage called the Wisp Wardens. Those that were given an initial gift a long time ago, predecessing even the gods themselves, to carry one body, or the spirit of a body, should I say, over from the ethereal plane past, so that they could rest. However, their lineage is long gone cold, and Celwydd now sits at the end of perhaps a lineage, only now discovering her own abilities and figuring out what this could all mean. So, after the research and after the entry to Gloomwig University and gathering some more things, the party decided that it was ready to carry on their journey. That if they carried on this way, they would make it to Crestfall with plenty of days to spare before the Day of Glint, which means they could maybe gather some more gold that they might need for any future requests or crafts, and maybe also bring together some materials and essences that could somehow, maybe, if it's lucky, craft an amulet similar to the one that Ambrose has, so that they can give it back to Estella, so that perhaps she can also live amongst the light. So, that's where we're going to pick it up, as you're all returning your way to Crestfall. So if I recall correctly, which I may or may not, we were only just about to set off from Primtier, correct?
Yes.
I believe so.
Amazing. Well then, with the day in front of you, because I'm pretty sure you guys took a night's rest at the Prancing Doe, it was called that, unless I've just mentioned another tavern.
I think we went to the same one we went to before.
Sure,
I don't think it was a new one.
Yeah, it was the Prancing Doe.
Yeah.
So you guys spent the night at the Prancing Doe, a place that you guys previously stayed at, and enjoyed the rest there. And upon waking up on the next day, the day is yours to do as whatever you see fit. You mentioned that you were going to start heading your way back towards Crestfall immediately, but just to double check and make sure that no one has any stones left unturned, is everyone happy with continuing the journey to Crestfall?
Is everyone awake?
Yeah, sure. Everyone.
If everyone's awake, then you're probably gonna see Eldrith just like kind of bust through his door, looking tired as fuck, with papers just kind of layering his arms, and in one hand he's just carrying more papers. And he's just going to head out the main door really quickly in the direction of the academy.
Then you guys see as Eldrith kind of storms down, papers kind of flying all over the place, and he's trying to keep them up into his arm and held in his hand, and you make your way over to the university. As you head over, what is it that you do, Eldrith?
I'm just gonna head over to the receptionist and ask really quickly, is Cornelius around? I'm sorry, Professor Cornelius.
He should be. I believe he's setting up an early lecture. You could just maybe catch him before it starts.
You point me in the direction?
Sure, it's lecture hall 3, and she points you down a wing, where you can see a long corridor that eventually turns to a right.
Thank you very much, and he'll just turn around, head straight for lecture hall 3.
You very quickly kind of look at a couple of different rooms. Some of them are like study rooms, entries to like the courtyard and other such, and eventually further down the line, just before it turns to the right, you see a large door frame that says Lecture Hall 3. The door is open. You can see the large owl folk-like figure setting up his books and his notes for this lecture, and he lifts up his small spectacles that sit on his beak, and he looks to the side. Eldrith, already starting with an early lecture, are we? I thought you were heading off.
Oh. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not here for a lecture. In fact, I'm here for... I'm sorry, could I clear your desk very quickly?
He, with a big kind of swoop from his wings, kind of lifts everything up from the kind of small desk that sits at the front of the lecture theatre.
And he'll basically, literally, dump all of the papers there in front of him in no particular order. It's a veritable mess just in front of him.
He looks at you puzzled as you know, waiting for you to explain what's going on.
Well, you gave me a month for a report, yes? And as it turns out, I've made strides in progress with the Academy's endorsement.
It's been 1 night.
It's been 1 day.
He looks down at the amount of paper. Already considering the cost, he notices very quickly that all the ink used here is the magical inks that probably cost some expenses to begin crafting this spell, which you've now slowly formed into its initial form. And as the sheets of the spell work and the sigils are all scattered across the table, he looks across and lifts again his spectacles. Well, I didn't expect a turnover within a night.
Oh, well, me neither, really. He kind of stares into his bespectacled eyes really quickly, blinks thrice. I think. That isn't the point. Anyway, please, have a look, or would you rather a more practical presentation?
I perhaps think a more practical presentation is in notice. I'd like you to present your findings to me.
Right, well, maybe you should have a little look through some of those pages. Would you rather the blue or the purple?
He begins looking to even try and even question what that even means, because he begins looking through the papers. You can see that quickly. He's a very intelligent man, and he is one of the professors that does teach some of the Agimagus' entry level. So you can see him recognizing a lot of these runes and patterns and how the spell functions, and he's looking through and maybe where you've pulled inspiration from, and he begins looking. And he's looking through the papers where you can tell, Eldrith, that you wrote down a lot of the Azure effects. And he seems fine, and he's looking through them, and he's like, okay, understand, yeah. And then he looks over to the other sheet where some of the violet influences begin coming in. And you can see him again looking, but this time more intrigued and perhaps a bit bewildered. Spell that can be cast in 2 different forms, but uses the same somatic components. Are you sure this is possible, Eldrith? For a spell to take on 2 different effects with the same form is almost unheard of.
Normally, I suppose not. But considering my school and the generous donations I've been given, well, endorsements, I seem to have made it work.
Money aside, Eldrith, if you can pull this off, money has nothing to do with it.
Well,
the violet inspiration, you're using the Azure's protection as one side of this spell. And then you're using inspiration from the Violet Sea for harm.
He just nods very excitedly.
Where did you garner such an inspiration?
Well, perhaps I forgot to mention, but we did come across something that I think called itself a brood mother. Back at the Novum Bridge.
I believe you did mention this during your hearing.
And as, well, I'm not sure if I can say we subdued it. We rather Hjarlgron reduced it to a pulp, then ripped it open. But afterwards, there was something like a crack in the air, and, well, curiosity killed the cat. Not this time, though. I peered inside, and well, that's where the inspiration came from. Her magics, whoever that is, mingling with, well, whatever that was inside.
You know, perhaps a council formed of clerics and god lovers would call this blasphemy, merging azure magics with those from beyond the Violet Sea.
Everything's blasphemy until you understand it enough. Well, until it actually turns out to be blasphemy.
And Eldrith, you cast the spell successfully?
Right, which side would you like to see?
I believe both, if I could be so bold, Eldrith.
Right, well, I think you would be a suitable test subject for the Azure side of things, and I will cast the spell with the Azure side, right on the professor.
Very well. Can you describe how you cast the spell? What does it look like? How do you imagine it as you cast this spell?
So, you know how you gave me that item? It's our planetarium.
Yep.
Let's just say, for now, the night sky from the planetaria just kind of unfurls like a long sheet of paper and covers the roof above them.
Very well.
Before showing a couple of azure stars flying right across.
Right. Almost as this astrolabe forms into kind of like a spectral dome and these constellations form and then glisten by the light of the azure comet. You can see as these small little constellations almost begin to form around Professor Cornelius, granting him some form of protection. Cornelius recognizes perhaps these effects and looks at them. Impressive. Using the core of the Azure Magus' arsenal of protective magics to grant boons to those under the guiding light of the Azure Comet. What of the Violet? What can you bring forth from there?
Well, as it turns out, if you just looked just a little bit to the right or left, depends, and you see the dark sky above them just kind of turn into, if you can imagine, dusk during nighttime, followed by ominous purple streaks.
Very well. As you kind of, technically I suppose in mechanical senses, would cast another spell slot to use now the opposite effect.
Yep.
As you bring it around and all of a sudden the azure light that fills this area turns into this violet room, and you can see behind this net of azure colored stars, all of a sudden behind this flooding ocean of violet and lavender kind of seizes through, and the lights begin to glow brighter, almost into the slits of small eyes, instilling fear into the creatures that see it. And you can see Professor Cornelius obviously not affected by the spell. I imagine you're not using him as a target.
Oh no! Please God, no.
No, but as you can at least see the effects in the distance and, takes notes. He turns to you, and as the spell kind of eventually comes to its end, and it's successful and doesn't blast in any way, and nothing happens, and the spell comes to an end, he kind of looks to you and... Oh. It's very impressive, Eldrith. What do you call such a spell? One from your own making? At such a young age. It took me over 50 years to form my first spell.
Well, I'm sure you had less support than I did. And I think I'll call it my cerulean impetus, for now. It's but an infant, still in the making.
You wish to develop this spell further?
Of course, think of it. The potential, this... And he kind of looks at the mess of papers he left on the desk. This, well, mess has.
It's odd. It's almost as if the spell reflects the very same tutors that took you on. Madame Virelia on the side of the Violet, pushing forward for discovery in spaces unknown and treachery past areas that should not be pondered upon. On the other side, one of safety, one of protection, one that does not lead outwards, but still develops something new. I look forward to hearing more of how these spells develop, and perhaps how you find more. I believe, Eldrith, you might be a stepping stone to a different future for Azure Maguses, but you must be careful in how you proceed with the violet inspiration.
Thank you, sir. That is a compliment that I think I do not yet deserve. But sadly, I will leave this mess on your table. My apologies, but I must be on my way. My party is about to depart. Thank you again for your time. Good luck with the lecture.
He's in shock that not only did you make a spell over the course of the night and write it all out and how it functions and the different details and inspirations, but the fact that you no longer even need the sheets with you, and the fact that you already have learnt the spell and have mastered it within the same night that you've crafted it, and you're happy to leave the notes here for him. You can see kind of like a... Even to him, this is impressive as he kind of looks back in awe, and you can tell that he was going to say something, but then he just kind of brings down his arm. Very well, Eldrith. Be careful on your adventures, and may they be inspiring.
Thank you, sir. And be careful of your students. They can be quite ravenous. And he just leaves.
As you leave, the students start like slowly coming in, and you can see Cornelius begin to like guide them into their seats and whatnot. Yeah, he's seems impressed by the already first form of research done into what is a, like he said, infant spell that is perhaps eventually going to grow to adolescence and then eventually into adulthood, whatever form that may take.
And now I move my way back to the party. Exhausted.
The rest of you who have had time to wake up and have some breakfast in the Prancing Dome eventually are met again with Eldrith, who seems flustered, but at least not as hurried as he was earlier. Well, as you've all gathered, is there anything that you'd like to do? Any last things in Premptir before setting off?
Ambrose, who has been meticulously washing black hair dye out of his hair with a bowl of water. just is just looking around at the others every so often, and is it completely gone now?
A little bit behind the ears.
Yeah, and your roots at the back.
Fuck's sake. God, just goes back to like rubbing his fucking fingers through his hair above this bowl of water, splashing some through his hair. Fucking disguises, I swear to God. I'll be glad when we go back to that city just to kill the bitch so I don't have to do this again.
There's no other reason, it's just I just don't want to disguise myself again, honestly.
I can't be asked.
Too much trouble, yeah.
It'd be a lot easier if I could fucking see my reflection, but this is just hell.
What if we disguise Ambrose as like an urn?
Huh?
Moon?
Just turn him to ash. Put him in an urn.
Whoa!
Fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
long
he's
on
the
the
ivory.
ivory.
We should ash him. Get him out of here.
The long
Get
term
him out of
disguise
here.
self. They kill him, turn into ash, and then put him in an urn. Super disguise.
Forget about this guy, Celwydd.
First we put him in the fucking river.
No.
Alright. Well, everyone is happy then. Let us get going.
Let's do this. Just prestidigitations his hair dry.
Nice.
That-
It just
that'll
poofs up
do.
into like a perm.
Yeah.
How do I look?
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So the journey from here to Roma's Rest is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, and then from there it's another roughly 2 to 3 to Crestfall. So roughly a
Should be
10
about
to 11
total.
days total. So we're gonna do this in a bit of a quicker way so that we can slowly move things along. But as the initial first leg, which I'm going to call between Primtier to Roma's Rest, which is, like I said, roughly 8 days, is anyone doing anything particular on the road over these 8 days? Does anyone want to do anything, or look out for something, or
Yeah, I'm just gonna
research
keep
something?
looking out for that one and only wolf.
You're just going to look out for Baron's Wolf.
Yes, that's it.
Anyone doing anything else?
I think I'll just have a look around, honestly.
Anything in
I guess
particular?
since we're going back towards Crestfall, I'll just keep an eye out if, like, just in case we happen to run into those the search party on the road, even though it seems kind of unlikely. But
Oh, I see what you mean.
yeah,
Okay. Right. Well, those of you that are looking out for anything in particular, then obviously you can roll me your perception checks. Okay.
So yep.
So if you're looking for Baron's Wolf,
I'm just having a look about as we move. Oh,
just
wow.
keeping an eye
Jesus.
on the environment, and Celwydd looking around
Nice.
for. To be fair, you're looking for people on the road at a search party. They're not exactly going to be hidden anyway, Celwydd, even if they were. So it's just a case of would you notice them or not, or if they're the right people or not.
yeah.
But as you're on this journey for 8 days, then Hjarlgron, you do not spot a 3-headed, amber-eyed wolf.
Okay, good.
It would be, it'd be almost pretty much impossible. The stories of that is ridiculously rare. Normally, it only makes an appearance if something of great value or a high enough trophy is given would the wolf appear. So obviously, it's not
That's
just going
kind of what he's looking for.
So
If he sees that, he knows someone's in within the area, and he's just keeping a lookout for that.
okay. Well, yeah, nothing that you can spot as far as you're aware.
Good.
Eldrith, in terms of you just generally looking in the vicinity, about a day's travels in, as you cross the bridge and go over it, you would be the first to notice an old friend begin to visiting you guys again. A brown feathered bird
Oh shit.
who, once again, every now and again, comes down and has a look and observes you guys, stays with you guys for like about an hour at your campsite, and then maybe leaves and then returns a bit later. In and out, but still persistent and continuous throughout the 8 days.
What is this freak bird doing, dude?
Do we know
I'm
who the
gonna-
bird's looking at specifically?
All of you, as far as you can tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just keeping an eye at the party. It's not being particularly observant of anyone, as far as you can tell.
I'm gonna point it out and go, guys,
No.
look. And he's just pointing at bird.
You'll be able to see the bird flying kind of nearby, stopping at a branch, waiting for you guys to get ahead as you guys are walking, and then fly again, and then to the next branch.
Bro, who is this fuck?
It's not like it, as usual, it's not making itself difficult to be spotted. It's not trying to conceal itself by any way. I mean, he rolled a 20 on his perception anyway, so even if it was, it would have been very difficult for it to hide regardless. But again, it's not actively trying to make itself hidden. It is very happy to just observe you and be known that you're being observed by it.
Who's watching us, man? Oh, like
It's a
this.
government drone, obviously.
Fucking is.
Obviously.
Crestfall spies.
It's making sure we pay our taxes.
No.
No.
I'm tempted to offer
My
it
money.
tea.
Have
Do
you-
we give the bird tea?
Go for it.
Yeah, one morning, Syldia would get up earlier than everyone else and brew a cuppa, and then leave one out for the bird.
Very well. One of the mornings where the bird, since you guys haven't said that you're doing anything aggressive towards it, it would have stayed, and it's not like disappearing and vanishing because you're not killing it. One of the mornings you decide to brew an extra small pot of, cup of tea, leave it to the side for it. And then as you guys are beginning to like pack up and like get yourselves to go back ready on the road again, the bird would fly down, And then you can see it dip its beak into the tea a couple of times.
Oh shit.
Winning.
It's actually drinking it.
The bird
Seems like it.
likes
Yeah.
tea.
Okay.
Oh.
I've noticed
I
that
actually
now.
poison the tea, the bird dies instantly.
From the bushes behind the tea, Ambrose with his hands clawed. Gotcha, you bastard!
Boy actually
Gotta
turned
hurry
into
off.
a pot. He grabs the bird.
Poor fucking bird.
What do you mean the poor fucking bird? He's spying on us.
I don't think it's a. I don't even think it's a bad spy at this point anymore. Like, it's just some
Just a
fucking-
bird.
The
just
bird's
some
getting to him.
dude
We need to take Ambrose out back.
A guardian angel bird.
Yep. That's exactly what it
It's
is.
just a. I think it's just a fucking freak bird, bro. There's some pervert out there that's into like voyeurism, and he's like,
Voyeurism.
"Oh yeah, what's that fucking guy doing now?"
Ew, it's a peeping tom bird. Gross.
Alright, but yeah.
It's a magical fucking drone.
And Celwydd, for the 8 days of looking out for like particular people, roughly, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 days in, so 2, 3, 4, so roughly about here on the map. Roughly about 4 days in, as you guys are traveling, you don't spot anyone that throughout at least the initial 4 days that resembles anyone from the watch party or anything from the folk that you remember from Roma's Rest. But as you are keeping your eyes specifically on people, even with the 7, and you guys, I should mention, have, you know, crossed by plenty of other people. This hasn't just been a lone road. There, every, like, maybe 6 hours, or maybe once you had to wait a full day before seeing someone, so it's not busy, but you do see plenty of people walk, you know, past you, either in, you know, on a cart with merchandise, or maybe just a family on a wagon, or maybe other walking parties that are just walking past you, maybe heading from Roma's Rest to Primtia, or the other way around. But one of the encounters that does, I suppose, pick your eye since you are looking at people is as you guys are going on the road, you would see carried by 2 large. They're kind of like the woolly bulls, which these large work animals. And with these 2 ginormous horns and this very large and kind of pelted wool, are dragging what seems to be a reasonably sized metallic of some kind cage that has bars down the sides of it. And within the cage you notice the visage of someone in shackles, and then the shackles are attached to one of the metal bars, and he is kind of sat down on the floor. He is in pretty much just a loincloth type style rag that reaches up to his knees. His top is like a really small cloth vest that covers barely anything, and he is absolutely covered from head to toe in tattoos.
Oh.
And
The Avatar.
What?
and guided, or should I say escorted, is Primtia guards. You recognize them. They have the bluish kind of cerulean armor color, and then the wax sigils over the left pauldron.
You can tell he's a criminal by the tattoos.
Yeah. Ugh.
What a thug.
Criminals have tattoos.
He has really long, at this point now, greasy and unmaintained dark hair that covers majority of his facial features and droops all the way down to his knees. He seems quite skinny at this point, but his body, like I said, like genuinely covered from head to toe in tattoos that all have some sort of kind of like archaic arcana and then other sigils and symbolisms on them.
This sounds so fucking sus.
So he's just
Okay.
like, he's in this huge cage, like this maximum
Yeah,
security
and
cage
it looks
on
like it's
road.
made out of like
Just
the
him.
full cage, even the top and the bottom
Yeah.
of it are also made out of some sort of metal. You're not sure what
Oh.
metal, but some sort of
I'm
metal.
gonna start metal bending. Like, what's gonna happen?
It's the Avatar, bro. It's what the tattoos are.
Oh God.
No, we're
Is
talking
there
like
any-
small and lots, not 2 fucking arrows. Like tiny tattoos that are all like sigils in nature, but all across his body, leaving almost no parts of
It's
skin.
the Neo Avatar.
No, bro. He's a dirty hexen fucking motherfucker.
Yeah, can I, as we're passing by, right, are they close enough for them to be in the range of detect magic? Or
Yeah. You're walking past them. The road isn't huge, so yeah. If you want to cast
Yeah,
it as
yeah.
you can like foresee it like coming, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, sure. I'll just cast Detect Magic.
All right. You cast Detect Magic. Let me just look at the wording of this real quick. Okay, so as the spell goes out, it like you can see it almost visibly, like a bubble coming out, and like almost like a echolocation kind of thing, like a doom. And as it sets out this radius, it goes over all of the soldiers and the animals and the cot, but it doesn't go over the cage. It seems that the cage is like negating the effect of this magic.
Freak!
Out of the corner of my
Anti-magic.
mouth, seeing Eldrith like casting his magic, I'm going to say, do you need a closer look?
I'm just gonna lean back and. I was just curious.
I can get you a closer look if you want. And as I was sort of approaching the cart, trouble on the road ahead, gentlemen. Are we walking into some kind of danger?
The guard looks to the cage and looks back.
And I sort of stand in front of the cart.
He kind of like looks at the cart, like this huge metal cage, and looks back, and he like realizes the comment. He's like, "Oh, oh no, this is unrelated to the Roma's Rest or wherever you might be going. Don't worry. There's no other beings like this. Don't worry. You're safe to continue traveling."
Other beings? What the hell are you transporting on this road? We're just on our way to see our friends. We don't want to be walking into some hooligans, some magical wielding thugs.
Oh no.
Magical
He
hooligans!
kind of like he lets out a chuckle as he's like he understands, like, well, from his perspective, the misunderstanding. He doesn't realize that you're trying to like give him
Eldris,
party
get your
some
closer
time.
look.
Yeah, he doesn't realize that he's giving you some time. He doesn't realize, but he sees you as a commoner and he's like, "Oh yeah, a commoner's just walking down the street and he sees this huge escort. Yeah, okay, that makes sense." He looks at you and he's like,
Yeah.
"No, you don't need to worry, citizen. This
So-
is simply just an escort from further away. This man has been imprisoned in different prisons around Kelmont, and he's just been escorted finally to Frontier on the last push. Don't worry."
So,
Different prisons?
During
Does he keep breaking out?
so during this debacle, I'm gonna just not touch him or anything. Just get really close to like the cage and the person. I want to try and see if I can decipher what those runes are, and the tattoos as well, of course.
Sure. Roll me. So.
Please, Arcana.
Yeah, it's Arcana, and it's also what's the other thing gonna be?
Investigation, I guess, or
What
Just
would you
perception.
classify? Just to get some common footing here. What would
Religion?
you
Is
guys?
it
What would,
nature?
what would you guys consider if it's like trying to identify the language of something?
Oh, that's
think
you could
that'd
just
be
do a general
investigation.
intelligence.
Yeah.
or
I was
that,
thinking general intelligence
Yeah.
or history.
or history. Yeah, true,
Right,
because
then
it's
roll
cultural
me,
as
roll
well.
me a history a history and an arcana. The arcana for the runes specifically, and the history for the other tattoos that aren't runic like.
Sure.
'Cause
Let me
it's
just
a bit of a bundle.
click. Yeah, don't worry.
Let me just get my notes from my phone.
You fucking joking? That's a single digit made double. I hate it here.
No, it's trust.
All
Gotta be a
right.
large one. Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, right.
27.
Let me just get like I said, my notes from my phone. 1 second.
He's on his phone. Quick! If you steal his phone, you can get all the notes.
Just all I'm saying is I don't want to be walking the roads with a potential loose prisoner as a dangerous level.
So, as you look, with the Arcana, you notice that all of these symbols on his body are all of them, apart from the ones which you're going to find out in a second, but majority of them are arcane in nature. They are arcane sigils to either cast warding spells or any form of like conjuring spells. It seems that, and it's odd to you because you've never seen this practice before, although some of other you out of characters might have. This man has, from what you can tell, Eldrith as a wizard, he has tattooed onto himself his spellbook.
Oh.
Oh.
Shit.
Based.
So this is an elf, or just a human?
The dark hair is hard to tell. You don't see any ears pointing out from underneath, but his skin,
Let's see.
like I said, it's covered mainly in tattoos, but in the small, tiny little nooks and crannies between all of this tattooed ink, you do notice that his skin is naturally anyway kind of like a grayish pale anyway, like a purplish greyish,
Oh.
like almost
Ah.
akin to like a dark elf.
Drow.
okay.
What if bro runs out of space?
Well, as far as you can tell, it surely looks like he has.
He's like, I want to learn a new spell, but I don't have room. Fuck.
Bro genuinely does look like at this point like he's definitely run out of space. And for the
He
history,
gets a friend and starts putting them on his skin.
in between, you notice that in between these sigils, and this only really makes sense, I suppose, to you, Eldrith, as a wizard. He's got all of these sigils set out, and all of these, like, casting sigils set out so that he's got his tattoos, like, onto him, and he's got his spells tattooed onto him. But keeping it all, like, lined in between all of them, almost kind of like an outline box, or a highlighter, in a sense, if we were to use it to modern sense. Or, like, like headings and stuff like that, written in between and coiled all around them, fitting them into these circles and certain patterns, is all text, which is all, and thanks to a very high history check, in Infernal.
Oh.
Okay.
So in the fine line between his spellbook, it's infernal text.
Yes.
So in Okay, cool. I'll get back to you for like better noting later because that was a lot to
Yeah, no problem.
type down.
Well, that's what you notice from the
Yeah,
icon
so-
and the history, anyway.
So basically, he's got his spellbook tattooed on him. That is, well, like conjuration, abjuration, all that.
Yeah, you see a
But
huge mix of different spells on there, yeah.
And in between those lines, it seems to be lines of infernal.
Yes.
Freak.
Very much so. As you do
Very
get very
much so.
close to kind of look, he does like lift his head. He doesn't take much acknowledgement, but he does lift his head, and you can see these kind of red eyes, like these darkened red eyes that drows tend to have, and this long kind of crooked nose, and his jaw and his cheeks are all kind of at this point kind of like ghouled, like he's clearly been starved maybe for a long time, and you can see his cheekbones are very prominent. But yeah, he kind of just looks up, he notices you inspecting him, and then looks back down as his hair again just kind of like flutters over his face and covers majority of his appearance.
Okay. You need to know the person's name for message.
Nope.
No.
No. Okay. Well. Oh, does message even work because of the cage? I'll try anyway. I'll try sending him a message and just kind of. How many words to say? Okay, well, doesn't matter. I'll just ask him like, what's your name? Just try.
Yeah. You try and send the spell, and you notice that it doesn't work, because halfway through you almost get like a static from TV. You get like a almost as if it's been completely fuzzed off by the cage, which is not allowing, as far as you can tell currently, no magic in.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna risk pissing off these guys while we're just on the way.
Yeah, as you kind of
Just
like
back
peer
off.
in and look in, one of the guards, not in an aggressive way, but looks and kind of like waves you with his hand to like step away from the cage.
Which I will. I'll back off, having found what I wanted.
And as the guy at the front kind of looks to Ambrose in this conversation, it's like, well, I am sorry that I've caused you any form of distress, but we do have to be heading off. The Tiny Queen is expecting this prisoner within the next couple of hours. Oh, not hours,
Wait.
we're days away still. Within the next couple of days, so please, I must make good headway.
No, sorry, don't mean to get in your way. I was just a bit concerned there. I would hate to think my taxes weren't going to the right things, just...
No, don't worry. All your money
Steps
is going to the correct issues. That's why we've been able to keep him imprisoned.
If you don't mind us asking, what has this man been charged with?
Murder.
He looks at you and in a cold expression just says, "You'd rather not know."
Oh,
Oh.
that explains
Infernal
the
hex.
gestures to like everything. That explains all of this then.
Yes. I'm sure that news will eventually be spread around by Hippogriff soon enough, but until then, we need to keep things under wraps.
Well, safe travels, gentlemen. I'll keep going.
You as well. And he nods and looks at Ambrose and kind of in an apologetic way, kind of like nods towards him and carries on.
Just shrugs. Hands in pockets, watches them go for a moment, standing there, and then he turns to the others. Never paid a day of tax in my life and just carries on walking.
I don't even know what taxes are.
You don't need to.
Good.
Celwydd waves their hand.
We won't be paying them,
Don't
so don't worry.
Yeah, literally.
Imagine next
Adventurers
campaign.
don't pay
Right, guys, new system added. Taxes. No.
No.
Don't
I'm
do
from a
this.
noble
Station.
family, so I think him.
Oh jeez.
She's already tax evading because she's from a noble family.
That's how it works, right?
She's got all
Yeah,
of her money
we-
in offshore accounts.
In
We
fact,
basically
should
run the
she?
laundering.
Yeah, money?
Yeah, I launder my money on the Shimmering Island.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Oh
makes
my
sense.
You
god.
shoved all the money into Siemens, so now.
There's this wine factory, you see.
Oh shit!
Oh, anyway, yeah. Well, that was weird.
Did you get anything? And he looks to Eldrith.
Well, it was an interesting prisoner. The cage was repelling any of my magics. That's for one. There were also... Well, he seemed to have his whole spellbook tattooed onto his skin. The strange thing was, there were lines of infernal text or runes in the fine lines of his tattoo. So,
Can you read it?
could I read it?
Do you know Infernal?
I know Celestial
Then no.
and Comet. Darn it!
That's like saying, like, do you know German? Well, no, I know French.
Hey, they have similarities.
That's like
They-
one word.
I know they
that's
don't.
crossed over.
Celestial
Yeah.
That's like
Infernal
the word
is-
for death.
Celestial Infernal is so far apart, it's probably like, I don't know German, but I do know Japanese.
I know Mandarin.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I'm being fucking targeted. Listen here.
Mandarin, language of the hells.
It's fucking hard, bro. Well,
It is.
sadly, I cannot read Infernal, so no, but I do know the origin. That much, anyway. And it was a drow.
Well, I'd imagine the cage was built rather to keep him in, rather than you out, if he's covered in spells.
Maybe.
Well, they said that we'd be hearing about whatever he did, so it must be something pretty
Gonna
heinous.
hear how he broke out. That's what we're gonna hear.
It's gonna be like, this man is on the run, he's a fugitive. We're like, oh shit.
Oh no! Why did you transmit through Reese's mic for 2 seconds? You like instant transmission.
I accidentally unmuted my mic. Like,
Oh no! Anyway,
We are one of the same.
outside of that though, the fact that he's a drow, his spellbook was on his skin, and there was infernal sprinkled throughout. Nothing much. Wasn't
normal shit then.
exactly speaking. Well, I don't think infernal sprinkled in through your spellbook is normal.
is if you're a demon or a tiefling.
Or a drow, apparently.
That bit is strange.
That's
You
the
must
strange
ask the
thing.
roamers.
Strange.
Bro, I looked at all of that and was like, he's a drow. That is strange.
Well, maybe we can ask the roamers. They've been all over the place. Maybe they know something.
Oh, of course. I'd love for a catch up with Orden.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you would.
Oh yes.
Right.
This is where we catch up with Orden, and then Aimee gets caught.
That encounter will be
Oh, no.
important for later. Let's carry
Oh
on.
no.
Oh no!
Diddly-doo.
I'm sure this won't come back to bite us in any way. He's perfectly secure, right? Just watching the car.
You, I
First
remember
volley.
you. You stopped my transport. Fucking blast!
First volley bear,
We just
now,
want
now Silas in the game.
Tattoos, man.
Alright.
Imagine telling someone, "Yo, bro, sick tattoos," and you get shot 9 times.
It's like the butterfly
no.
effect. We delayed the carriage by like 1 minute of its journey, and now something happens way down the road that, if it had happened a minute previous, would have missed the carriage entirely. But like
Yeah.
it's being freed from the carriage by some like fucking Goldberg contraption ass.
Divine intervention happens. Like he's
Reece
gonna get
falls right on the
Super
cage.
like,
Saiyan
struck
2.
by lightning.
Yeah.
Very well.
So I can't wait to see how that unfolds.
Oh yeah. The next 4 days go about without any more problems or any issues or any encounters, as eventually you arrive back at Roma's Rest. And are we stopping here, or do you guys just want to go straight past and go straight to Crestfall, or do you want to have a little?
Oh, we're stopping it.
Oh, okay, alright.
I would
Oh
also
my
like to stop
god.
Amy's got an important question.
But
I've got
first of
important
all,
questions
most
too.
importantly, I want to pet the big, delightful creature.
Yes, as you
Respectable.
guys.
You mean Orton?
As you guys
you horny dog.
come back around to the large, flat plains of this side of Kelmont, you eventually return to the roaming culture, to the Romer's Rest. In the distance you see the kind of makeshift-like building put together that seems like several kind of apartments and almost like a corner of a village was just uprooted and then suddenly put down again. And at the head of it all, you see a large, long kind of body, which is giant and colossal in size, in the distance, which is this giant creature that, once again, like I said, seems like a rhino covered in hard layers of stone and mud, and piercing and jagged horns that kind of come past over their heads. But they all seem like his entire body, again, seems like this dried and hardened clay. Again, it is this humongous creature, beast of burden, that sits at the very tip at the end of the Romer's Rest. But yeah, you guys return to the Romer's Rest. A bit quieter than the last time that you were here. It is getting colder. 8 days have passed, which means that takes us to...
Math.
It took us about 8
19?
days to get here. We left
So-
on the 10th, so it should be about 18th.
So 11 to so 18th then.
Yep.
So it's now the 18th as you guys arrive at the Romer's Rest. It is starting to get much colder now. We're now kind of getting towards the main winter month, so you can see the trees at this point have all lost their foliage, and slowly the grass blades, instead of little dewdrops, are now covered with small specks of frost.
Holy fuck! I'm coming!
I'm so sorry, I forgot I've got that key balance.
What the actual fuck has happened?
We arrive at Romer's Rest! Oh my god! I'm coming!
That was crazy, bro. That was insane.
I was typing my notes up.
Oh shit!
I've got a team off. Got a key balance.
Jesus fucking Christ. You know, it could have been worse. We could have been in the middle of a really serious moment where someone's dying.
Yeah.
So, you know, it could have been worse. At least we were just describing.
Oh my god.
At least we were just describing winter.
Wild.
The day of Glint arrives! Oh my god!
Bro, if that happens on the day of Glint, I'm quitting, bro.
Fuck, I'm coming. As the comet crashes into the earth. Holy fuck. Fuck, I'm coming.
No, what makes it worse? This is fucking Peter Griffin.
Yeah, that made it.
Oh no! Oh, I'm fucking. Oh god!
I'm so damn.
Oh god, I'm fucking. I'm in bed.
I thought it was part of the ambience for a second.
Oh, stop! Stop! I'm fucking. Oh fuck! I'm hurting. Oh, I'm gonna have fucking 6 bags after this.
It's That's what you hear when you
Right,
open the doors and you can just hear Alton upstairs, bro. That's all you can hear.
Ambrose is already in the building.
Ambrose raced ahead of everyone else.
Fucking hell!
Violently going at it.
The rest of you went to pet the Pegasus. He just went straight into the Roman's Rest.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh my God.
I can't feel my legs. Oh god. Oh god.
Your blood
was
pressure
sitting-
just dropped.
I'm sitting on my legs all laughing. Oh god. Oh god, okay. Please, where were we?
Key bindings, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Where,
I definitely
where were we?
went to pet. Her name was Lassie, right? I went to pet Lassie.
Yeah, you
Oh god.
yeah, you walk over and no,
The winds are out of his sail.
Wait, I'm sorry, I need to get this out of my system.
I think we need a fucking intermission.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
This one is gonna have alcohol.
Brandon's getting a fucking whole bottle of vodka and
Oh
he's
my
gonna
God.
start to
Yeah, he's gonna go do a shot, I think.
Oh my god.
Help me understand exactly what happened. Did Ryan
So I was typing up my notes, and I forgot on number 7. I have it keybound for that, and I accidentally fat fingered 7 instead of 8. Carried on typing, heard it start playing. I was like, oh for fuck's sake, I completely forgot.
Can you play it again?
No, because I've
Bless
closed
us.
voice mod now.
No,
Okay,
open it.
thank
Ryan,
Lord.
please, I
Oh,
need to hear
no.
it again.
No, please, God.
It
Oh,
sounded
Lord.
so
Okay,
so
so-
clear and like I thought it was part of the ambience, and I was like, that wasn't there last
No.
time we were here.
Oh, that was the
Just
Pegasus.
Ryan doing a really good impression of Peter Griffin for some reason.
No, that was just the Pegasus fucking cooming, getting.
Right, I do have one question.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Why do you need that hotkey?
I'm back.
Oh, it always sends Brandon Toast and Forrest, so I just have it hotkeyed at this point.
Oh, fair
It's
enough.
like the best one.
Oh lord.
We haven't had a moment like that since Toast accidentally pressed one, like way back in campaign 1.
Yeah.
It was when somebody asked a question and you pressed the do one.
Oh.
yeah.
That was pretty funny as well, but yeah.
Right.
Oh
Let's
god.
regain control over this session. So,
Yeah.
as
Order
you
the
guys
call.
wander, as you guys wander
Classroom
into
control.
the Roma's Rest, you see that the glades of long, tall grass have now been completely covered in this morning frost. As you venture forward, the actual comforting, dancing orange lights of the inside of the Roma's Rest with its roaring hearth are more than welcoming as the biting winter wind slowly begins to nip at your necks. You guys walk over to Lassie, who doesn't have any extra coverings because her hardened outer exterior kind of leather, I suppose, pelt in a sense, protects her from any of the wind conditions anyway. So you guys walk up to this large creature, and it seems to actually remember you fondly. It brings down this humongous kind of like I said, this rhinoceros-like head with these two huge coiling, almost gazelle-like horns that look down onto you, and he just rests this huge kind of jaw onto the ground and just opens its eyes so that at least the eye that's looking towards you opens and kind of stares at you guys.
Hey.
Oh, I think she recognizes us. And I give her a scratch.
Begin to scratch at the side of her cheek, and you can hear like a almost like a cat would purr, like a comforting grrr, like a grrr. As it begins.
Probably makes the friggin' floor vibrate.
Yeah, you probably can feel. You
Yeah.
can see a couple of the nearby. Actually, one of the differences would be, I suppose, a lot of the outer stuff from the Roma's Rest, where everyone used to play games and have these kind of like drinks on these barrels outside. All of that has kind of like moved much closer to the building and inside. But you can see some of the nearby kind of like buckets of water and stuff kind of like rumble and begin to ripple.
Oh, the fucking gnomes, if there are any. Earthquake! Okay.
But yeah.
I'm happy to just pet her for a minute and then head inside.
Of course.
Yeah.
You guys head back inside, and you can see, again, many dozens and dozens of patrons and other people enjoying themselves. Some that might be roamers themselves, and others that are just adventurers making their way around in the same way that you guys are. And having a conversation rather than being behind the bar and just generally just enjoying the commodities of people is Orton, who seems to be entertaining a crowd of about 6 people with some sort of story from his time traveling. So what do you guys do here?
What's Orton like telling about? Like, what's he? How's he entertaining the group?
Okay, so as you guys kind of like walk closer up to him, you can hear Orton. And he begins kind of like speaking. He's not like trying to make this a show, but he's just almost like telling a story to a bunch of mates, and he's looking across all of them. And you can hear him say, "The last travel that we did was all the way over from Sirmin, heading over here. Of course, it's quite a long journey. But the lassie over there managed to pull through and take us through the Roamling Sea, past the Crystal Sea. You know, I've never seen her tackle a Leviathan before. But this time, with our assistance, obviously, we were able to take down one of the large mist Leviathans. Quite an impressive feat. But good old lassie still has some time. Soon enough, I'm sure her outer clay will fall. She'll turn into the beautiful Pegasus she's born to be." And all of the guys are like looking at her and like seeming really happy about it and just kind of intrigued in his story.
You telling me that thing's not fully grown?
They're gonna turn into a butterfly?
That's their outer layer. Legends say, which is what the Romans go by. Not that anyone's happened in the recent times, but supposedly the creature that the actual are, the Pegasus, is underneath all of that hardened layer, and eventually they grow up to be able to outlive it, and then the layers kind of break off and show the true form of the Pegasus.
Joy's eyes just expand as he realizes this creature is still in its larval phase.
And then his eyes dart and notices your crowd, which obviously is quite a sticks out like a sore thumb. Looks over to you guys and opens his arms. You can see his bangles that sit around his biceps and around his forearms extend as he opens up his arms, and his teeth fill with confidence and his eyes widen. "Ah, friends! It has been so long!" And he kind of walks past his other people. He's like, sorry, I must meet these friends. And he walks past them and walks over to you guys and kind of brings in as many of you as he can with like a big hug. I didn't think I would see you guys again for quite some time. What can I make sure I do for all you? Drink first, of course. And he turns around and quickly goes to the tavern and begins pouring this kind of like thick, syrupy-like drink, and then kind of dilutes it a bit with some cold ale and begins setting them out. Please, please, sit down. You must regale me with your stories of where you've been.
Right.
Would like to start with what we've been up to.
Do we start? What the hell was the first thing that happened since we left?
Yeah.
Everything.
Well, we fought bandits on the road.
Right?
We entered Frontier.
Oh, beautiful city.
We had this made, and I point to Doy.
Lift up his arm.
It suits you. Matches your old color scheme underneath your overgrowth.
Yes.
We then entered Dawnstead. Well, first we went over the bridge, and then we slayed a broodmother.
Yes, one of those giant aberrant things.
I must have lost one of my angles in that story when you were going through it. You went to Primtier, beautiful city, and then you went over to the Novan Bridge, which I have a certain disdain for. They don't allow Lassie to go over it, obviously. So we have to go over the waters instead. But still, disdain nonetheless. And then you say you killed a broodmother? What is that?
Hjarlgron, do you have the eye?
Yes. I'm reaching to the bag and I pull out an eye.
Just looks at this eye.
Well, that's what remains of the broodmother.
Well,
on this.
it's
and I take
certainly
all
an
the
eyeball.
Fragile essence.
Didn't know you had the abilities to carve essences. Oh no, of course you do it. You showed me last.
Yes, and I shove both the things back in.
Wow. Sounds like quite the journey.
And then we went to Dawnstead.
And we
We
went
also
on to
did
the
a-
another cathedral. So we did that twice.
Mm.
Right. You also made an unlikely friend as well.
Well, in our stories and adventures, we make the most unlikely of friends in the most unlikely of places.
Yep. We fought the church.
You,
Oh, right, that happened.
you'll have to excuse my, what's the word? Lack of knowledge, I suppose. You fought the cathedral?
Yes.
The whole orthodoxy, really.
Like the churchgoers, or
With his hands, Eldrith is gonna make like the the symbol of like the hands cupping the ember. Just just the symbol of the hands. Those people.
oh, the sacred flame.
Yes.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of their I don't know what people call them, messengers, acolytes, passing through here a couple of times.
I wonder if Versa passed by here and stopped.
I mean, you can
Maybe.
illusion up a twink version of him. Show him.
I don't have.
Have you
minor
seen
illusion.
him? Oh.
Ah, I forgot. Have you seen someone carrying a wrapped sword pass by?
Plenty of people have their swords wrapped. You have to
Small.
be a bit more specific.
Small man. White robes.
The sun
The sky is
follows
always
him
clear
wherever he
above him.
goes.
Oh, he looks to Celwydd when he says that. Now that you mention it, that was odd. A man, how long ago now? A week, perhaps? Week, maybe 2. Came past here in a small cart. And although above us it was all dark and cloudy, somehow a ray of sun always followed him as he went past. He didn't stay. He quickly stopped by, gave his horses some feed, and paid us and thanked us for our hospitality and went off.
That sounds like our guy. That's our unlikely friend.
Oh, he seems very nice. Very, what's the word? Comforting and caring. Fragile, though. Too fragile for me.
Too fragile. What
Did
was
you
he
just call him a
planning?
twink?
What was Slime planning? Well, he does look quite fragile, doesn't he? But I can assure you he's anything but.
I believe he's heading over to Crestfall, he said. To some sort of event.
Well, it's good to know that he's safe so far.
You seem very happy.
Now, Orton, do you mind if I take some time, well, some of your time later? I have some questions for you, seeing as you're a roamer. And you've been all over the place, yes?
Oh, pretty much. Doesn't mean I have the answers to everything, though, wizard man.
That's fair enough, but any insight is good insight. Especially when it spans multiple cultures.
This is true. Is there anything I can do for the rest of you?
There is one question I think you might be able to answer for me.
Please, I'm all ears for old friends.
Have our friends, and she makes air quotes, passed through here again anytime recently?
He ponders for a split second as you can see him thinking of what you mean, and then the coin drops. There was another group, a search party, but they headed in the opposite direction towards Primtier. But the one that was here and said that they were heading to Crestfall have not returned.
So there was a second search party looking for me?
I believe so. You're a wanted lass.
Oh, and she puts her forehead on her hand on her forehead. Okay.
Don't know what it is that you've done or who you are, but they want to cage you back up, Missy.
Well, Orton, you've been good to us, and I consider you a friend. So I'll come clean to you, because I've come clean to everybody else. I'm outrunning an arranged marriage.
He looks for a split second and then lets out a hearty laugh. You're outrunning an arranged marriage.
She nods.
I've never agreed with them myself. You should love who you want to love. And your choice is yours, and the heart makes your choice for you. You should not be arranged by some other matters. Lass, you will always be welcome here. And I will keep you protected from these, unloving individuals. Your secret is safe with me. And if they come here next time, perhaps I might tell them we've heard some rumors that such a lass has been wandering their way in, and he ponders for a second. Well, we can send them all the way over to Ardendale. That's quite far.
Work, since we're heading to Crestfall, we'll be there for a while. If you just send them in a different direction, that would be helpful.
I shall.
He puts a hand on his arm. I knew you would understand. Thank you.
There's a small place in this world for choices to be made for us. And the ones that the heart makes should be our own. So, you've had an incredible journey. Oh, slaying large creatures and killing religious people. He looks with an eyebrow raised.
Yes, pretty much.
An interesting journey. What brings you back this way?
Money.
The common man's water. Gold.
Well, seeing as how we made this, and I point to Doy's shoulder, we have an item we need making, but we are out of money.
With adventurers like yourselves, I'm sure you'll be able to find plenty more where that came from. So you're heading to Crestfall to pick up more jobs, I'm assuming?
Pretty much.
Well, I'm very glad that you decided to actually stop by here, rather than passing us on. It means a lot.
Of course we'd want to visit.
This place is quite homey, after all.
Will you be staying here the night, or busy schedule?
I looked to Ambrose.
Ambrose has been standing at the back, leaning against a pillar, just patiently waiting.
Depends on your
Waiting.
choosing counter. And I point to Ambrose as I say that.
Well,
Well, I figured I'd wait and let everyone else do their talking first. I'm here all night, if everyone else is.
it sounds to me like you're staying at Romer's Rest for another night. You know what?
Seems
Slams the table. Your drinks, your food, and your accommodation will be free for today. You've regaled with me your story. Feel a bond forming between us all. That,
I should hope so.
amongst my culture, is deemed incredibly important. And I shall fill your bellies and keep you safe, very warm and comforting this night. As winter slowly approaches, it is getting a bit more cold outside.
I'm curious. You heard any strange laughter lately?
Strange laughter.
Yes. What a hack might make.
Kind of looks a bit puzzled. No, should I?
Good. You have nothing to fear.
Is there hags nearby?
Well, if you hear one nearby in the winter, there's potential Burhag. Try not to piss them off.
Oh, my friend from the north, they do not come this far down south. It is not cold enough for them here. You are far more prepared than you need to be.
Still, it's a precaution nonetheless.
Of course, my giant friend. But don't you worry. They stick to, Hjarlgron's fracture and above. They don't tend to come from.
I do hope we don't run into any certain other phase.
Other fey creatures, on the other hand, yes, we might encounter some. But I've had my fair share of days and nights with the Fae. I know how to handle myself.
Very good then. Kind of goes into his bag, pulls out the. I believe I got that moose pelt right.
Yeah, a white
Oh,
elk.
sorry.
A white
That's
elk pelt.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and just hang it up somewhere, let it dry out properly.
Yeah, there's that absolutely ginormous hearth. That's an open flame, basically, an open mouth, so you can hang it over there if you want.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Orton, I'll take out this stark white fucking elk pelt.
That's a nice catch. I don't recognize that pelt.
Well, it came from this, and I'll go into my bag and I'll take out the skull.
An elk of some sort. They say it's luck to find a white pelted animal.
Well, made a nice
We
little...
saw a white pelted deer as well.
And we did.
Then your journey must be double the lucky, my friend. Just
The
make sure
whole
that if you see a white pelted wolf that you don't try and kill it. They say Regis likes to roam around as one.
Well, the one I'm looking for isn't white, it's black.
And has 3 heads.
Gives a smile. Of course.
A hunter. Makes sense. Well, I'll let you guys enjoy the festivities and the warmth of the Roma's hearth. And if you so need me, I will be here.
After
I have
that,
a
I'll go
question
to the
here.
house and just hang up the pelt. And let it dry out.
Very well.
Hey, lucky pelt.
Yeah.
Anyone doing anything whilst you guys decide to spend one of the nights here at the Roma's Rest?
I'm
just
gonna.
gonna hang
Yep.
back to speak to him.
Once I've enjoyed all of the hospitality and stuff, I will just set up in the corner and play harp for a
Lovely.
bit.
Roll me a performance. Let's see if you can make some extra copper. Some little
Oh, shit,
coins.
okay.
Every little help.
That is true. Any chance we get.
Oh, damn.
Money.
Excuse the copper, you can have 2 silver.
Hey.
Damn, what a step up! It's actually
Yeah.
a step up.
Gotta fund our stage performance somehow.
Honestly.
Yeah, we need costumes for the next one.
2 silver at a time.
It's
You need
not
to get the
much, but
band
it's honest
together.
work.
Honestly.
Get Hjarlgron and Ambrose to help out.
Honestly. Right, yeah, the rest of you kind of crack on and do what you want, and Ambrose, you hang back to speak to him, and eventually, obviously, the rest of the party eventually clears. You have your chance to talk to him if you so wish.
If you'd like, I can regale you with a much more poetic retelling of that story.
He looks at you. I do like the sound of your voice. I would like that.
Excellent.
I'm thinking wine, hearth, fur pelts, and significantly less of this. And he kind of like pulls at his clothes.
Well, that sounds divine. If you like, I could even go invisible, do a few tricks.
Oh! He looks at you like, oh shit, boy.
I actually wanted to ask you something, Gordon.
Of course.
It's almost actually part of what you just said about choosing to choosing to love and things like that, but it's more about helping others. You seem like a gentleman that knows a lot about helping others.
I've helped my fair share in my years.
I have come to a point where I may have to stop. Let's put this, running from the consequences of the past to try and help somebody else enjoy a life that I perhaps didn't for quite some time.
And you're concerned about this? Afraid?
I suppose I'm afraid for myself and some of the others around me of the consequences, but I find it hard that I have to stop caring so much about self-preservation and essentially repeat a good deed for somebody that I was once offered myself.
You ripped the question straight out of my mouth. I would say, if at times you find yourself lost, or just wondering what is the right and wrong, and you're in a position of privilege, wonder to yourself if you are the other person. Would you want the help that you can offer? If the answer is yes, then doesn't matter how deep we feel in here. And he kind of like touches at your chest very gently, kind of at the center of where your sternum is. And how afraid we are. And we need to help instead. Because in this world, if you do not share kindness and help, it will eventually dwindle.
That is poetic itself. I may have to write that one down.
Of course.
I guess I'm already committed to repeating this cycle of kindness by now. I've been convincing myself exactly as you said. If I were in their shoes, which I have been, I would want the same thing. I'm just afraid of the backlash.
It's not frightening, but it's something that you must overcome. And you know it wouldn't be worth doing in the first place. It's something that you have to push yourself to do. And remember that you're not alone. And he looks over your shoulder, off in the distance, at, Celwydd playing the harp and Hjarlgron hanging up his leathers and the rest of them kind of gathering around at a table, enjoying some drinks and talking. Perhaps at a time where you were helped, you were worried of the repercussions and what it meant to those around you. But they are strong, just like you are. And I believe that they would be willing to go the extra mile for you as well.
That's what concerns me.
There was a culture in Lingard. And until I actually went there, I didn't understand it properly. It's difficult to comprehend. In most places, when someone dies, they mourn. And when the day comes around to remember them, they cry, they're upset. They visit a grave or whatever it might be. In Lingard, death is not the end. And death is celebrated. They don't celebrate the death of someone they love. They celebrate the fact that they were once alive. And instead of on the days of crying, on mourning, remembering them, it is not painful in the heart. It's comforting. They gather together the things that they loved once, their favorite foods, their favorite music. And they spend the night with them at their grave or at their memorial stone, whatever it might be. And they share their food with a ghost that is not truly there. But they're happy. They dance with them all night, sing to them, play them music. Fear of death is something that a lot of people have learned to live by. But you shouldn't be afraid of people dying. Not if it's for a good cause. It was just an opening experience for me.
I suppose it would be. Seeing a different perspective like that sounds thrilling, if anything different than the usual. I just don't like the idea of putting others at risk just to get my chance at playing the hero, I suppose.
I understand. But it is also their choice that they're wanting to put their heads on the chopping block for you. And that is out of their own will.
Well, I think I've already thrown them in the deep end as it is, so... Foolish or not, brave or not, we're kind of too far to turn back, so...
And they're still here, and he smiles. Which is for more to say than other people can say about their friends. In a moment of challenge and difficulty, your allies have stayed with you. Even through secrets and other things that may not yet be revealed. They have decided to believe in you and stick with you.
I just hope they keep continuing to do so. I've only really scratched the surface.
Something tells me you'll be fine, Ambrose. They're good people. And everyone has skeletons in their closet.
Yes, some more than others.
This is true.
Wine. Where's that wine? Let's go and perhaps grab that. Let's change the mood a little.
Of course. Let's have a laugh with your friends, and then when the night grows and the hearth feels warmer and the chilling spine cold reaches our names, perhaps then we can find ourselves around a nice warm hearth, eh? For now, let us enjoy the company of others.
That sounds wonderful.
And he kind of puts
Thank
his arm
you.
around your shoulder and walks with you to kind of you and the rest of your friends.
Yeah, do the same. Sort of put an arm right, I guess, like round his sort of lower ribs, around his back, and.
Very well. So, with some enjoyable and kind of memorable conversations to be made and links to be formed and bonds slowly developing, is there anything else that you guys would like to do here at Roma's Rest or for the night or anything as such? Any direct necessities?
I can ask him questions tomorrow morning.
Sure, yeah, you can ask him now if Royal don't mind.
Well, I need to formulate my thoughts again after that fucking Peter Griffin moment, so...
That lobotomized toast, so now we can't remember what it
Well,
it really fucking
The
did,
night
bro.
of the day are going to be pretty
It took me way too long to recover.
Don't worry, that's enough time for me to sort this all out. I've been doing it too.
Well,
It fucking took me for like whiplash because I just didn't know what
Jesus, man.
happened for the first 20
Me
seconds.
neither.
It did, yeah. It took like 10 seconds to fucking process. Like, what?
what's up?
Silence into pandemonium.
Holy fuck.
You guys enjoy a kind of a nice afternoon. Autumn stays kind of around you guys and enjoys the comforting of like maybe like beginning to poke a bit more into like what did you guys do in the Novum Bridge, like what was on the journey, and just generally what you guys have been doing for like the past month. He seems a bit more interested. He is a storyteller after all, so he is very intrigued in other stories. So he kind of like asks a bit more, and you guys can regale him. And eventually, the night would come, and you can all kind of head off to your own bed and sleep and enjoy the comforts of the night. And maybe for some of you, the company of others. Eventually, it would come to the next morning, and very quickly you could all gather yourselves and stretch out. With the kind of like the wooden window coverings open, you can see like a bit of light. It is a more darkened day, and as some of you kind of look out the windows, you begin to see the first bit of snowfall, as small kind of cotton balls of snow begin to like land onto Lassie's head, and she kind of looks up, and this long tongue kind of begins like licking at its face and looking up at these small kind of like cotton balls of snow, as the tongue just kind of like lashes around in the air trying to like grab at them. And you can see the blades of grass like frosting over. But yeah, you guys can all regather together at the bottom of Roma's Rest, where it's much quieter and people are enjoying a casual and kind of easygoing morning. And Celwydd, you begin to see now as that it has been 9 days, that the first, since you only had up into your first notch of your fingertips, is now like leading to the second notch of your fingers. Almost up to the first knuckle, basically. I mean, the second knuckle.
Oh boy. Okay.
It's progressing relatively fast. What the hell?
Indeed. Very well. So, as you all gather in the morning, is there anything you would like to do before setting off to Crestfall?
Yes, let's ask Orton one question.
Go for it.
Where is the man?
Where is the man? He comes out.
You can either come down with
Ambrose on his back.
It would either come down with Ambrose or before him. Probably before him to try and like set up everything. So you'd probably actually be down here before you guys got down there. But yeah, you can go up to him and ask him.
Orton, I have one question. I don't know if you've heard of it or seen it, or you even know of it. Your Frost. Does that ring any bells?
He rubs at his eyes and kind of like pulls his back. Pass that by me one more time. What Frost?
Your Frost.
Yule Frost.
Well, more so your Frost.
Yule Frost. I know the Frost. I don't know anything about your Frost. Is there any more context you can give me?
Another Fey being. This one's a bit more deadly. And I have heard one or two stories coming down. It could be within this region, so I'm curious.
A creature from the Fae, but also from the Frost.
Yes.
And it's called a Yor Frost?
Weird spelling, it's with a J.
Giant in nature, surely that naming. No, I can't say I have, Hjarlgron. For the first time, I'm actually quite a bit stumped. I've never heard of such a creature.
Well, if you hear anyone come by, mention it. If we ever pop through, please let me know.
Is it a creature of a pack? An individual one? A large creature? Do you know anything about it?
All I know is it's a very, very large creature. And with it being Fey in nature, things can get a little tricky.
I shall keep my eyes and my ears open.
When you might know when it comes.
Well, here's to hoping that it won't.
A very strange breeze will flow through. And when it does, you might know.
Well, let's hope it doesn't travel this far down south. Plus, as much as I hate to admit it, Kelmont itself has a couple of nasty creatures up its sleeve that might stop it on its way anyway. Territorial creatures and such.
Well, I pray that they can take it out. Otherwise, this region might get a little bit more strange.
You fill me with fear, giant man.
Because it is a fearful creature.
Do not worry. I shall inquire a bit more about this your creature.
Thank you.
I'll find my people. See what they can find.
Thank you very much. And gives a nod. I will, I'll leave you be, I suppose. First thing in the morning.
It's a bit early. Aye. Quite a late night.
Look behind.
And quite an early morning.
I'll look behind. Do I see Ambrose?
Ambrose is like, sort of, comes down the stairs and is like walking on the ceiling and is like rubbing his eyes as well and doesn't realize he's fucking upside down. He's just like, ugh.
Oh, the freak! He's on the ceiling!
I bet it was a long night. He gives a smile and he goes, sits down.
He looks to Eldrith, who's probably also nearby, pondering about to ask something on you, Eldrith.
Yep, he's just kind of waiting to the side while they were talking.
And he looks to you. And you, my little friend, what can I help you with?
Oh! The sending stone! The sending stone! Well,
For fuck's sake.
well, according to
Today
you,
is
you've
just-
been all over the place, yes?
Almost
From
everywhere
Seer
between
Min-
me and my long bloodline, aye.
Well, ever since that little encounter on the Novum Bridge with the aberration, I've been starting to wonder. It mentioned her to me, although that isn't really what I wanted to ask, but since you've been everywhere, have you noticed anything different about how different peoples and cultures worship Olmi?
Olmi?
Yes. As I come to understand it, she's known under many titles and names, so it started to occur to me maybe she goes by a different title elsewhere. Same name, just different epithet.
Well, you'd be right in one aspect. Although she is worshipped in the same way everywhere. But you're right about the naming, yes. In certain other continents, certain gods have different aliases or titles that are given to each other. Such as in Visalia, Kalim is known as the god of death, but here he's known as the god of time. Depends where you go, domains and titles and your understanding tends to differ. Olmi has always been the god of innocence or light and purity. But her name has always remained at least the same, but her title perhaps slightly different.
Could you enlighten me on some of them? It could be important for what I'm looking into.
Oh, and he ponders, the first god, as some of them have called her, the Mortal Queen, and oh no, she was classified as the god of life in other places, actually. Not just light itself.
Did you say mortal or immortal?
Mortal Queen.
Mortal. Okay, cool. Anyway.
But, nothing that really seemed peculiarly different. They're all kind of matching to the same thematics of who she is. Like I said, the way that most gods across this world are worshipped stays the same from culture to culture. It's just sometimes their names and titles differ ever so slightly.
Well, those differing names and titles could lead me to somewhere.
What is
Such
it that
as-
you're trying to figure out, Bunny Man?
Oh, just... Well, not trying to figure out much, just trying to understand a little bit more of the Comet, that's all. It's just been there forever, and some people like me cast spells from it. But we don't really know what it is, do we? All I know is that it's protective. Well,
Indeed.
it abjures evil.
This is true. For as long as our records have ever shown and all of my bloodlines have ever said, the Comet has always been, just like everything else. And it has always guided and protected the night.
Well,
and even the day
that's-
when it comes around.
Well, that's what's bothering me. When we were fighting the aberration, it said I had her magics, and not his, not their, not that magic, her magic. And it's been bothering me ever since.
A peculiar question. But inanimate objects have been given pronouns before. The moon is often served as a man, as a him. The comet is often referred to as a her, as well as the sun is also referred to as a her.
Has there been any stories anywhere from your travels and your family's travels about the comet? Outside of the ones that we know of, obviously, in Celwydd.
Most of it is generally the same, I could say. In some scenarios, the comet has always been, and always will be. Some say that it protects us from something beyond. Others say that something is trapped within, that the gods encased in that azure magic, so that it wasn't released from there and brought devastation to our world.
Like a world-ending beast?
One would say.
Well, I suppose that's insight enough. Thank you, Orton. Oh, and before I go, do you know anything about a drow covered in tattoos?
Some guards came by about 4 or 5 days ago with one. In a cage made out of lead and obsidian. Protective against magic so that they can't be used by casters.
Did you happen to overhear why he was in that cage?
As far as I'm aware, he's done something that is classified as taboo and shouldn't have done. I believe it's somehow related to Winter Shade.
Shade. Okay.
I didn't manage to
I
get
smell
much
some
out of
hex
it.
and shit. I see. Well, thank you, Orton. You've been helpful as always.
I try. As best as I can.
I think that was more than trying. Thank you, friend.
Of course. I look forward to seeing you all again. Perhaps when you're done with whatever you're going to Crestfall for, you can come back around and we can share another drink.
Of course, and maybe I'll have more pleasant stories for you.
I look forward to it. Very well. With a cordial nod, and as you guys, I suppose, move away, does anyone else have anything they would like to do in Roma's Rest before leaving?
Nope.
Very well. Then, my friends. Took longer than I was expecting us to. But with another. So it's the 19th because you guys spent a night there. And then it's a 2-day travel. 1, 2, 3. And then it's a 3-day travel to Crestfall. Which brings us to 1, 2. So full day of the 19th, full day of the 20th, arrive at the end of the 21st. So on the 21st, as you guys are on the road, nothing of importance really pops up. But you do notice how now winter's fully setting in, and the trees around you are all now nothing but large twigs and sticks, with pointed ends of where once flourishing greens used to sit. And on the ground under your boots, the crunching sound of snow comforts you, maybe, perhaps. And some of you are not exactly dressed well for winter, so this is a bit cold for a lot of you as winter begins to set in. But in the wonderful distance, you see perhaps a comforting sight, and maybe kind of a all-around-the-world trip has finally returned back to Crestfall. As you return, you see not many leaves left on the stone oak grey bark tree. 16 to be exact.
Yep. Calendar anyway.
16 leaves that remain, and yeah, you guys find yourselves back in Crestfall. A much more kind of down-to-earth and typical city/village, with a large, ancient, and almost kind of beyond time itself castle that sits at the back, not on a high mountain or anything, but just still visible all the way at the back of this red clay tiled ceiling city. You can see at the very back of it the large Crestfall Guild keep at the very back of it. And plenty of people going about. Like I said, you guys would arrive here on the 3rd day of your travels, probably getting towards the later of the evening, but arrived nonetheless. So, as you all arrive back in the wonderful place that is Crestfall, what would you all like to do?
Bounty board.
To the board.
Oh, good.
Alright.
Sure.
Walking past, you see the kind of faces of all sorts of civilians and dogs and stray cats wandering around, and these oil lamps that are now slowly beginning to light earlier in the day because it's getting darker quicker, thanks to it being winter. A small patch of snow kind of litters corners and certain less used walking paths, but mainly the large walks and the central areas of Crestfall, generally relieved from snow, thanks to the constant traffic of footwalk. But you can also tell that a lot of the housing around here is now also covered in like inches thick snow. Yeah, you guys can head over directly if you want to the Crestfall Keep, if that's what you want to do.
Right, baby.
Alright. Then, walking up to the Crestfall Guild, this humongous door that opens up, leading you into the inside of the Crestfall Guild, where it is in a permanent state of twilight, with these glittering stars in the sky, and this kind of darkened, beautiful atmosphere with these dancing torches and lights, and plenty of adventurers of all sorts of paths of life walking around and staring at bounty boards and such. You do notice, well, or lack of notice, the fact that at the end, where Bren used to be waiting, there is no one there.
Oh no.
No, we've solved this quest. Is he no longer here for it now?
Correct.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Like a
Don't tell
full
me
he's
he's
zombie
fucking
and
Dark
necked
Souls him.
himself.
Very
The
much
next
in
location.
this, very much in a Dark Souls sense. You completed one step of his quest, so he's gone to the next area.
We're gonna
Oh,
find
no,
him
he's-
dead with an item on top of him
No.
because we
Boom.
fulfilled his quest.
Okay. Maybe.
Humanity.
Swear to God, if anything happened to the German Shepherd.
Facts. We'll kill you run on side.
We'll see, I guess.
Oh no.
Alright, so you
Oh
guys head
my
over
God.
to the bounty board. So, there is, as you guys look, there's a couple of things that used to be on here anyway, that haven't been dealt with yet. So there's still the quest called Vertigo, which is from Tepin, the old griffin handler in Mistral, who is still looking for a party to go and retrieve a egg from the griffin's roost. That's still up. No one's taken that offer on yet.
Nobody's taken it. Nice.
Nope.
No one wants to, I think.
It is a devastating area, so obviously. So I'm gonna go, and then also one that is also still there is the Hunt of the Shining Shrine, which is the supposed owlbear-like giant creature that is sapping away life. That supposedly still hasn't been taken care of. But the price for that, the reward, has actually gone up from 200 to 350 golden pieces because people are still not taking it.
Oh, yikes.
Okay.
There is a quest, another miscellaneous one called, this is me and my stupid names, Time to Troll, where supposedly it says a rumor has spread from someone at Roma's Rest that there's trolls that are causing issues at the nearby bridge that separates Crestfall and the Roma's Rest, and that there should be, it's only a 40 gold situation reward, but there are some trolls there. Ones that begin to take your eyes are one called an Alchemist's Request. It says, an alchemist by the name of Iris needs some ingredients for a rare potion. She says that there's an old abandoned tower about a day's travel away, closer to the base of the Griffin's Roost. She claims that there are some very rare ingredients in there that she needs to concoct a potion that could twist luck itself. However, she causes an issue. She says that the tower has been repossessed by something, or believes that it's been repossessed by either bandits or creatures of the forest, and doesn't want to go in to deal with that because she's not of those means. She's happy to give you, as a reward, an alchemist kit, a mentoring to teach one of you to become an alchemist, brewing materials, and 100 golden pieces.
Chibi.
You can tackle 2 in 1.
Chibi, you can become the tea brewer. Tea alchemist.
Yes, alchemy.
Ah,
yeah, that makes
yes, the
sense.
Alchemist.
Oh my god, it's full English alchemist. It's him.
A full English alchemist.
And
Oh my god.
the other
I'm
one,
gonna magic up sausage.
the other one is the Lost Voyage. Novo, a wandering historian, has acquired a set of very old trade papers. It details how a merchant ship dating back from even before the Sundering has sunken in the Liar's Divide near to the waters of Crestfall. Nova is currently resting at the Fallen Rest, a tavern here at our city. He's willing to share more details with a group that is actually willing to find it, rather than disposing of the information to everyone immediately. He is rewarding a 60-40 cut of whatever you find in that ship.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Interesting.
60 goes to who, though?
To him.
Yeah.
So we
Ooh.
get 40%.
40 is so good.
And obviously, you know, if you're deceitful enough, who's to say that you found more but didn't bring it back?
Why not?
That's
Why
odd.
didn't I keep it?
That is
Yeah.
that is dishonorable.
When I was
like
actually,
it.
when I was writing this out and I was writing the reward, I was like, I literally, the image of Ambrose came into my head immediately. Like, oh no, we found nothing. It's just-
What
Oh, it's
taxes?
like tingling with treasure.
So
Like
yeah,
coins
those
falling
are
out of
the
the
new
jacket.
things that have appeared. So I'll just quickly recap. So there's a big hunt for the owlbear. There's the need to go up to the Griffin's Roost, which technically, I suppose, in a sense, is also a hunt to deal with the large griffins there, but mainly to get the egg back. There's the minor quest that is only 40 golden pieces with some issues with trolls nearby the bridge. There's the big quest, which is the Alchemist request, to go to a nearby abandoned alchemist's tower that supposedly has some ingredients that she wants to use to create a potion that can even bend luck itself. And then there's also the Lost Voyage, which is the sunken ship somewhere in Dahlia's Divide nearby.
Alright, boys.
So we do the tower.
The tower sounds pretty pog.
Hey, that sounds like a really good like warm-up quest, and it
Well,
sounds
to be
really
fair, we
good.
could do like the
Yeah.
Tower of the Troll. Because it's like
The troll
They're
sounds
only
fun
about
as hell.
days away. You're like a single day there and back.
Yeah.
4 days.
The tower and the trolls, they both sound great.
Yeah. And then if we can get information out of the treasure guy, if it's not too far away, we can probably go for it.
Yeah.
Because we have about
Out
15
of-
days right now.
15.
Actually, you know what? Let me make crystally sure.
You have 16 days, not counting this
16,
day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Not counting this day, because it's almost the end of it. You have 16 days, not counting this day.
Okay.
So we spend what 4 days for the tower and the troll gives us 12. So as long as it's no longer more than like 5 days there, 5 days back, should be good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that shit.
So we
Out of
Top.
curiosity, Brandon, so the quests that we're looking at, are they on like a bulletin board type of thing? Is that what we're looking at, or?
Yeah, so you're at the Crestfallen Guild, and they have this huge
they're just-
bounty board in the center of it that people
Yeah.
just put up jobs.
Are there any wanted posters on there?
Apart from like for the hunts, at least this board isn't used for like hunting people, as far as you can tell.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to check.
Make sure that your face wasn't plastered on there.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
That's a fair request, but no, as far as you can tell,
That's
no, there's
good,
no.
yeah.
At least this board, maybe on the taverns, maybe, but at least on this board, no. This seems to be purely for like requests and monsters.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It just popped into my head that it was a possibility.
No, yeah,
so I
fair,
wanted to
fair,
check.
Definitely.
good.
No, sounds good. I'm down for this.
Runaway bride.
this quest.
No,
Yeah.
got 100 gold. It's a good start for what we need. These trolls. Sound like a good thing to find. Kind of take both. Did we have to like go see anyone, like saying yeah we're taking these? Or
No, you just took them, and then as long as you brought
We could
back,
just turn up and
yeah,
be
as
like,
long as you,
we did it.
because obviously, for example, for the Alchemist request, you're just gonna go straight to Iris,
yeah.
and then speak to her, and then bring her back what she needs. So that's an obvious like, oh yeah, you brought me back the ingredients, so obviously you have completed the quest. And then for the trolls, it's the fact that the trolls obviously either bring back evidence or they'll be gone. And then for the treasure, obviously you're going to speak to Novo for that. So there's always something or someone in between, like the quote-unquote middleman, that solves that. So.
Right. Well, shall we go find a tower?
Abandoned towers are always fun.
Very well. Let's go on an adventure, guys! Woo!
Hey.
I wonder if this tower will feel like home.
So you're picking up the Alchemist request and the Time to Troll?
Yes!
Are you leaving the Sunken Voyage for now?
For now. If we
For now.
come back and we've got plenty of days, we can chat to the guy, see how long it might take us.
Okay. Then I will put in your handout, adventuring journal, the Alchemist request and the Time to Troll.
That is a really cool quest, though. A ship that pre-sundering ship.
Yep.
You?
Pre-sundering ship. Wonder what's in there. Maybe something Versa would like.
Indeed. We will.
Very rusty
Davy Jones.
things, I would imagine, because they've been there for a really long time.
Davy Jones is there, he's gonna dap us up.
I've added Alchemist
Hell yeah.
request and Time to Troll into your adventure journal.
Pog. Let's go.
Very well. So, you guys pick up both of these leaflets, or pin-ups, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, and what are you guys doing? Are you just going to head straight out and head towards the forest, towards like the base of the Griffin's Roost, or are you going to go and like speak to Iris? What's the plan?
Probably best to go speak to the person who, fingered the quest, just so we know what we're looking for exactly.
Also, they're probably pretty close to here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Iris is within Crestfall. She's part of this city. She is a civilian of this place. Okay, cool. With a quick kind of like, even if it might be asking some of the guild members of Crestfall, you could find the way to it. Or even easy on the back of the quest thing, it would say like where she is, so you could go and get to her. So Iris would be in her little humble abode, which isn't a shop or anything, so it doesn't got a name. It's just a little house. But if you head over to kind of one of the smaller districts, one of the more kind of like out into the farmland side of the Crestfall city, where I suppose I was going to say safer, but last time it got blown up by goblins and owlbears running out from a bank, so I guess it's not that safe. But you kind of head out to the kind of outskirts of Crestfall, where some of the more humble little houses are. And as you walk up to her house, it's like a small little cottage, and she's got, instead of kind of like fruit bushes and like potatoes and carrots growing on her ground, she's got these like weird trees and flowers that are kept in very certain conditions. Although it is winter now, so the only things that you see growing outside are a whole lot of glacial azalea, which is the only plant that grows in wintry conditions at the moment. But she probably might have more inside. But yeah, you walk up to the door. You guys like knocking on, wandering in?
Of course.
Sure.
We knock on.
You knock on and answering the door.
Plus Ambrose can't walk in, can he?
True.
He's to be invited in.
Knocking on the door.
Oh, balls.
Opening the door.
First time this is happening.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
as you guys knock on the door and you hear kind of footsteps from a distance, you hear, "In a moment, just give me a second here." A couple of seconds pass, and then an elder human woman that oozes wisdom and patience opens the door. She seems to be some sort of or maybe once upon a time. She seems to be wearing these kind of church-like Catholic, well, not Catholic, but church kind of Novum worshipping clothes that overlay her kind of nightwear. And she opens up the door. She has short, curly, grey, black hair. Oh, grey and black hair, should I say, with a face that has seen enough trauma and but has still maintained resilience through her years of whatever she's endured. Wrinkles on her face that date the amount of years she's been alive. She wears these long, dark green robes with a white shirt and a silver necklace that represents the holy symbol of Aimee. We'll put in a little image of her, which I had from fucking session 1, so let me find it real quick.
Let's go.
Where is Iris? Iris. Oh, there you go. That's Iris. She looks up to you, and you can see on the inside a woman of faith, most assuredly, but also a woman that understands whatever the aspect of alchemy might be. And you can see on the inside loads of potted plants and other vines that grow in between the intricate kind of network of the beams that support this building. And she opens the door and looks at all of you with a kind smile. Oh, what can I help all of you with then on this evening?
We've come with the best of this, and I'll put down the quest from the board.
Smile forms on her face. Oh, starting to wonder if anyone was going to pick that up. I'm glad. Please welcome yourselves in. I can talk to you about the details.
I want to go in it, but I want to watch Ambrose come in specifically.
That counts, right?
Yeah, she's welcomed you all in.
Ambrose out of the corner of your eye, you see him smirking successfully, just silent, and just wanders on through.
Alright, you'll walk into a very cute, cozy cottage, almost like a hobbit's hole in the Shire. And as you all wander in, Hjarlgron, you're a bit too tall for this, so you have to hunch over a bit. She kind of leads you to this open main room where these back doors made out of glass open up to this huge garden at the back that's covered with this kind of glass ceiling, almost like her own little personal botanical garden. And you can see all sorts of teas being brewed and other such things, and then in the distance a room that has the door open, and you can see kind of an alchemist's table and all sorts of vials and plants being broken down and stuff. And she sits down. I'm also glad that you've decided to help me. I was wondering whether anyone would pick it up. You see, I am trying to get my hands on a very rare ingredient to make a very special potion.
The ingredient that you're looking for, do you have a name or something to show to signify what it is that we need to get?
I do. 1 second.
Yes.
She looks at you and says, yes, I'm trying to make liquid fate. The thing I'm going to need is a golden-shelled beetle. Doesn't have to be alive. I'm assuming it will probably be long dead in this tower by now. But also a violet grave branch. They're very rare to come by, you see. But I've spoken to a couple of friends, and they say that a long time ago there was a tower at the base of the Griffin's Roost. One that an old alchemist of Sorge was inhabiting many years ago now, probably even before my time. I would go there myself, you see, but not only is it a day or two travel, and the winter cold is already a bit too much for my frail bones, but also I can only imagine that Calmont's wild and natural inhabitants have taken it over by now, and I'm not really cut out for fighting.
Well, knowing at least what it looks like, we should easily be able to get it from this tower. It's somewhere just off Crestfall, right?
Yes, just to the east, towards the Griffin's Roost, towards the base. I guess one thing is lucky. Winter has come around, so all that messy and annoying shrubbery and foliage is gone, so it should be easier to find things. I'm hoping the tower is still in one piece.
Well, suppose we can get right on it. Luke Tamaram. Right.
Don't see why not.
Shouldn't be a problem.
As it states, and as your reward, I will happy to give you one of my own alchemist kits, and if any of you wish to take on the passion that is alchemy, I'm happy to mentor you. And also some gold. I am aware that we all need to live.
I looked at Eldrith. I looked at Syldia. It's Celwydd. Probably one of those three, if anything.
Ambrose's arms come up a little bit. Like, what the fuck, man?
Could be interested in alchemy. I mean, I'm sure it's not that different from brewing tea, and I'm quite experienced in that field.
She kind of looks in a woman of taste. You can see, Syldia, you probably noticed like her little teapot collection at the kitchen stand with all sorts of different herbs all ground up into these glass jars, and you recognize them pretty quickly as like these different tea leaves.
Hell yeah.
She looks
They're
at
gonna be
you.
best friends.
Well, those are words that I would say so myself. Tea brewing and alchemy are one and the same, really.
Yes. Well, I guess we should better get this quest done so I can get started with alchemy, I suppose.
Well, wish you the best of luck. Please be careful. I am uncertain what manner of creatures might be residing there now. Bandits or griffins, maybe, or other such creatures of the forest.
I'm sure we'll be able to handle it.
Yeah, we've handled everything else so far.
But thank you for the
It'll be
word of
fine.
warning, regardless.
Of course, I would hate to see you all hurt upon my request, although I understand it is dangerous.
Kind of like punches back down to go out. Well then, shall we? Kind of like contorts himself so he can like fit through the door.
I'll make sure that when you return, I'll have a pot of tea brewed for you.
Oh,
Be looking forward to it.
wow.
Someone
Better
after
be speedy.
Cynthia's heart. Sheesh.
My new best friend.
They're about to spend all the time together.
Like drinking tea and talking smack about
It's gonna be
people.
great, man. Just before the day of guns happening, everyone's gonna be like doing their own thing. Syldia's gonna be here, just sipping some tea.
And then out of nowhere, Krakatoa!
Right on her cabin.
Very well. Okay. Are you guys just heading out like straight today, like mid-afternoon?
Yes.
Okay.
Might as well.
Cool.
Did
I don't
we
see
want to
why
ask
not.
anyone else about the jobs, like while we're here, or
I mean, I don't
just
really
sort of
need
head out, do a couple, come
Ooh.
back, kind of thing?
Maybe
Yeah.
Maybe
do-
we
do
should
two
rest.
Come back.
my spell slots, I used quite a couple of them, thinking
Well,
there was
no,
not going to
that
be a
was
play.
over a massive, like,
It's been
11
many
day
days,
period.
remember?
Oh right, there was a
Yeah.
there was a rest.
Several
Yeah, never mind.
Bro's living in the
Forgot about
past.
that rest.
There was several days
Have you-
between then and now.
Yeah,
Bro,
forgot
have
about
you
that. Robert's
Technically
rested
good.
rest.
The worms in his head have been keeping him up.
Bro, that fucking soundboard has ended me. It's
Very
really discombobulated me.
Okay.
Discombobulate.
Just before I continue with this, because we're 2 hours and 10 minutes in, Aimee and Reece, are you happy to go for longer, or what's the dealio?
Yeah, we're okay to go a little bit longer,
I
I
was-
think.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll leave that to you because it's just past midnight and I don't really mind.
Yeah, we can go a little bit longer, it's alright. I've been living off caffeine all week anyway. What's one more night?
Let's go.
It's fine.
Very well.
You're too real for that.
Okay. Great then.
What have I
fantastic.
turned you
What have I
into?
done?
What have I Created. Oh no.
Okay then. So you guys kind of get your packs and your essentials together. Oh yeah, by the way, which one of you is actually holding the bag of holding?
Me.
Oh, okay, cool. Just need to keep that in mind. Okay.
Don't worry. I'm the bagman.
The bag man.
Bagman.
Okay.
Man.
Pocket Ambrose.
Alright then. So, looking at your handout, just looking at the Kelmont map. Yeah, she says that it's towards the east. I mean, you can begin to see the small parts of ruins there that are hidden in between some of the trees, just underneath the Griffin's Roost. So, it'll be like 2 days there and 2 days back, roughly, or such.
That should be fine.
Alright, then you guys, let's set off on your first little quest. Look how efficient you guys are, bro. You come in, pick up this quest, leave.
Yeah.
No time for business.
We don't have time, that's the problem.
Yeah, we are literally very short on time.
Speed running. Alright. I'll say it's about a day and a half, because that's Cell there. Yeah, about a day and a half each way. So, for the first rest of the day, which is only going to be another like 6 hours before it's like night and you guys have to rest, you proceed forward and head into, I was going to say the forest, but lack of now, since the trees have lost all of their green foliage and snow covers majority of the ground. I'm going to need a new overworld traveling picture with snow.
Can you not like add the snow effect?
I could, yeah, well I can, but I might as well also do the background of it. You know?
Just run it through Midjourney. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just put this with snow.
I'm sure it'll go incredibly well. Alright, okay then. So, it takes you, yeah, like I said, you travel for the first day, you actually go into the branches and through the woodland in front of you as you travel for the rest of this day and you arrive towards your night. You're now back into the wilderness, so if you want to start doing watches as you're now in between the wildlands and the wilderness with the trees and such, for your first night, you may go and do so. Is anyone holding any watches for this night?
I will always take the final watch.
I'll
take the first.
I'll take the first one, Eldrith, then.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, you guys may roll your perception checks.
I'll
Or
let you
nothing
roll
if
it
you don't
with
want to roll
advantage.
Quick.
Will do. Where's P? BB?
PP. Holy fuck.
Oh.
God damn.
Oh my god!
Well, you do notice, Eldrith, on the first watch, as annoying as it may be, the brown feathered bird with you all that has followed you all, even into Crestfall, has followed you into Crestfall and kind of was around for a while in there, and as soon as you guys have left, it's continued to follow you on your journey as well, as it chases you guys endlessly.
Oh, I'm just gonna point it out to Hjarlgron. What is that bird doing?
Just look at the bird. Who are you?
Just looks at you, just stares blindly.
It's gonna squint at it.
It's a stalemate.
It squints
It's
back.
a stalemate.
Eldrith,
Yes,
I don't like that bird.
it's troubling, yes. Is it just like a brown owl or something? Or like a brown
It's
like
like a
bird?
It's a really small, robin-sized, brown-feathered bird. Like it's super, like just common-looking. It looks like literally just a common like robin, but with brown feathers instead.
So it's just like a weird brown robin. Like
Yeah, literally, like the most common type of bird. It's
The DM
Like,
is
it's-
actively saying you guys have no reason to suspect this thing that I've had you suspect this whole time. Trying to
Legit.
There's no
gaslight
reason
us.
to suspect the thing which is following you. Always. And comes back after it's been killed. Don't suspect it, guys.
It's okay,
Yeah.
Eldrith, I'm like, I hate this bird. Going to sleep.
I don't hate it, but it's creepy. Just gonna look at this bird. What are you, friend?
just stares.
We're considering it a friend now.
No, speaks into your
We are
mind.
not. We are not letting him win.
I gave him tea.
Can I message a bird?
He'll talk to me soon.
It's a creature, yeah, you can.
What happens if I ask, like, if I message it, what, like, who are you?
Nothing. Nothing will
What
happen.
are you?
Oh, I thought he would at least chirp.
No,
You know,
it's
who
like
knows?
it's like trying to message a cow. Imagine trying to message a cow, bro. All you get back is ooh.
I'd be happy with that because at least it's fucking mooing at me.
Yeah.
Nah, this one's lifeless. Doesn't even chirp.
Fucking weirdo! I'm gonna wake up the person for the next watch.
Alright, and Syldia, for yours, over the second half of it, you don't really like notice much. The darkness is enough to cover most of the things that you would like to look out for, but yeah, it doesn't seem like anything is worrisome enough. Nothing. You guys are still quote unquote on the outskirts of Crestfall or nearby too, so it's nothing particularly dangerous. But yeah, as the next day arrives and you guys continue traveling, you guys begin getting closer and closer to what you believe might be these ruins from the locations that are given to you on the map and the ruins and whatnot. And as you make your way through and get closer, you notice that as you guys are getting closer, the winds begin picking up heavily. The blistering and winter winds are getting heavier and heavier, almost similar to the ones that you received at the cliff when you're overlooking it. They push, they are cold and biting. But within time, just after 12, roughly, just after noon, you would come across in the distance a large, broken and scattered, moss-covered tower. About
Greenwood Tower.
I love me some moss.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh, dude, I love moss.
About 200, maybe 300 feet away, but you can still see the pointed, kind of like jagged tower edges at the very top that go way above the tree line. And like I said, much like in the image, a lot of the greenery has died from the winter, and it's easier to see in between all of the trees now. So it's not as covered. But this is now still very far away, but you can at least see the peering tower over the tree line.
Brandon, this time I'm not gonna forget. As we reach like these towers, out of precaution, I'm just gonna cast Mage Armor.
Very well.
Hey.
Oh, and I'm gonna roll my Tale from Beyond that I would have done just before we left camp.
Go for it.
So
My
this is
custom table.
a Alchemist's tower, right?
Yeah. From
That's
what
so
you got
freaky
Whoa.
every time because I'm not expecting it.
The target can immediately use its reaction to teleport to 30 feet to an occupied space it can see. When the target teleports, it can choose a number of creatures it can see with a 30 feet goes modifier. Oh, wow, very cool.
Okay. I have that effect to bestow upon somebody.
Escape, if needed.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
So-
Just for a bit of flavor for that tale from beyond, you get told kind of from the ghosts that maybe speak to you at night. You hear of the Grey Rat Thief, a story amongst men, a story amongst children, of someone called the Grey Rat Thief, of such a person that has escaped the law a million times, that is robbed from the rich and given to the needy, and one of the greatest heists of all time was stealing the painting of the royal king in Visalia and selling it to someone in Kelmont only 2 days after, and to this day no one knows how that ever happened. And that's how you get your tale of the runaway.
Yeah, okay. So he stole it in Visalia and sold it to somebody in Kelmont.
Yeah, and it's a tale that maybe you got told by maybe an adolescent or at least a young person, and this person was regaling you with this story that he used to love of this thief called the Grey Rat Thief.
That's cool.
Love having Aimee with this ability, so I can slowly spew out random bits of like world lore, so I can just use it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So I wonder if this Grey Rat guy likes a ring with a blue stone on it.
We'll see.
Ring with a blue stone, huh?
So, yeah, you gain your tale of the runaway, easy enough. But yeah, as you guys approaching this tower, still, like I said, very, very far in the distance. What would you how are you guys approaching?
Walk up.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah.
What do you think we do, Brandon?
As As we're walking up, can I ritual detect magic in case there's like, I don't know, fucking landmines like in the what's it called? Like in the estate in C2?
Yeah, what's the area on detect magic? And you guys are gonna have to stand still for 10 minutes. What's the area and how long does it last? Give me those.
Okay, sure. And detect magic, I'm just going to ritual cast it.
Yep. So
It's
takes 10
30
minutes.
feet of me.
Yep.
30 feet of me. It lasts for
10?
up to 10 minutes.
Up to 10 minutes. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can cast it from far away and then, within those 10 minutes get closer. That's absolutely fine.
Also, it says it can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. Radiation detector.
Right.
I love that it kind of insinuates that it works like radiation.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it's a Geiger counter. It's a magical Geiger counter.
Right, so...
Oh my god, you just start like ticking.
Oh god!
As you guys are...
It's the heartbeat sensor from Modern Warfare 2.
approaching... as you guys are approaching the tower, you do not detect any magic around the area. Eldrith, your common knowledge as a caster is that although there are some bounds of similarity between someone who calls themselves an alchemist and someone who calls themselves a caster or a spell weaver, shall we say, they're not necessarily the same. An alchemist crafts from the ongoings of the world and makes potions and concoctions. So perhaps as you guys are getting closer, you get the idea that although this detect magic is a reassurance and you're not pinging anything, it isn't weird to you that it isn't pinging anything because they're not casters at the end of the day. Alchemists are people that create potions and concoctions. So maybe there won't be. And you also get the idea that she thinks that this ruin's been here for centuries. So if there was any wards, maybe a random doe passing by has been blown to smithereens by the wards that protected it. So like, if there was any protection magic around here, that was probably triggered a long fucking time ago.
I was also just kind of wary of like, magical beasts or magical potions kind of just hanging about. Doesn't have to be one,
But yeah, as you guys are approaching, nothing seems to ping on your magic Geiger counter. And the tower slowly looms and looms, and it feels like it gets bigger and bigger as you guys get closer to the base of it. To the point where you guys are roughly like 60 feet away from the entrance. Anything different from this part onwards? Or are you guys running with the walk?
How tall was it again, roughly?
The tower itself, looking at it, it's hard to say from the top of your head, but maybe like 100, maybe 150 feet tall.
Are there windows?
Yeah, there are windows. Some of them have been like caved in and broken down, but some of them are still functioning.
You want to spot
Look at the others. Look at the others and just nod at the tower. I can go for a stroll, and it's mighty high, but so was the cathedral. That was comfortable enough. All right. I mean, I'm gonna wait for Eldrith to safely guide us to the tower itself before I just stride ahead of everyone, just in case.
Yeah, I'm gonna like kind of like lead the be out front just so I can kind of mind detector my way around, Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you guys walk up to the base of the base of the tower. You don't detect anything magical from this close. You can see all the moss and kind of like the image, how it's covered in this kind of mixture of frozen over moss and snow. You can see these icicles forming on like the edges of the windows and stuff like that, the things that kind of have a bit of a lip. You can see icicles beginning to form on them. But other than that, nothing pings. It is oddly quiet. If you increase the ambience, you can hear kind of like the footsteps of you guys on snow. But other than that, it's just quiet. It doesn't seem to be anything particular.
Which tower are you going in, by the way?
What was that?
I want to know which tower Ambrose is going to go up.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, there's one that's much taller than the other. The other one seems like a lower tower, but there are two.
I can do the lower one first, if you want.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Probably best to do this invisible, just in case. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll use invisibility. Cast upon myself.
Alright. You guys notice the winds here pick up greatly, and they are very much kind of like whistling and howling in a sense. You know, you guys are constantly having to like move your hair or like put your hand over your face to, you know, cover the pushing winds. But yeah, you cast invisibility on yourself, and just like that, you turn invisible.
All right. I'll have a little look in some of these windows. If there's suddenly a scream and a Ambrose-shaped snow angel appears, you know what's happened.
Oh.
He's gonna get fucking booted out the window like Jamie does.
Well, that's why the invisibility, I guess. I'm going to start scaling slowly up the smaller tower, up the walls, and
Begin climbing the walls of the smaller outer tower. And as you begin scaling it and get higher and higher, now roughly maybe 30, 40 feet up, as the rest of you guys are waiting down, Ambrose, you do spot something rather odd. Walking up, you reach the lip of one of the windows where someone would be able to maybe rest their like elbows and lean out to look out the window perhaps. And on that lip there's these two large icicles, and as you get to basically kind of like eye level with where they are, you begin peering into the tower, and on the inside you can see it covered in, again, frost and a bit of ice, some moss and algae that's kind of like, moss that's kind of like overgrown here. Branches that have worked their way through the tower itself, and overgrowing plants and stuff. Carpets that have been ripped apart and pulled. But you also begin to hear kind of like a shifting, like ice cracking. And you notice that the icicles that are next to you begin moving. And all of a sudden they kind of like snap off and begin to fall, and you can see these wings grow from them. As you see two ice mephits form themselves, look directly down at the party. They don't see you, obviously, Ambrose. They look directly down at the party, and you can see one of them like bring up this kind of like ball of ice as he's going to now begin to launch it down at the rest of the party. So we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll initiative.
Oh shit! Just do it himself.
I'd love to roll initiative, but I've been kicked out of the fucking thing. I just see this right now.
Yeah, just rejoin.
Since you're offline,
I'm trying.
Maybe refresh.
Fuck! Every time I'm like at the bottom. What the hell?
I think I need to like close alchemy and reopen it.
Yeah.
Ambrose is a bomb, confirmed.
I think I'm back.
Real and true.
I'm a power bottom.
They obviously the tokens should be slightly smaller, but for simplicity's sake and me being able to actually see them and not have them like walking around with them, I'm going to make them normal sized. But you see these two ice mephit form as they do get the jump on the rest of the party down because they classify as pretty much invisible whilst they're standing still, and they look exactly like icicles. Ambrose, however, will not be surprised by this.
Nah, normal occurrence.
Well, you were right next to them and you could hear them moving, so...
Yeah.
They were just disturbed from their peaceful slumber.
Just stays silent, just watches it happen in his head. He's just like, ah, shit.
So, very quickly then, before we roll, I'm going to quickly use an attack for each one of these two ice mephits on looking down. Eldrith and Hjarlgron are the closest targets, so we'll have one for Hjarlgron and one for Eldrith.
Wait a minute. Wait. Listen.
Alright,
hear me out.
For Hjarlgron, that is a 19 to hit for 6 points of cold damage.
Well, thankfully I'm a Goliath, so that's halved.
Indeed. And then for Eldrith, it will be a 16 to hit.
16?
16.
Oh lord, that's
16.
That's one above. So.
Just about.
Yeah.
And that is 7 points of cold damage. As the
Ow.
small icicles launch down, one hits you, Hjarlgron. Nothing out of the ordinary. Eldrith, you get hit with one, and some you can see the icicle in you begins to get coloured with crimson. But yeah, from there we can go from the top of the list. Celwydd, what you doing?
Do what you do best.
So have they come down, or are they really high up?
They're
above
still
us?
flying high up, roughly maybe 30 feet up.
Okay. Up. All right, I will try and hit Ice Method 1 with one of these.
A
Holy.
wisdom save. That will, let's see here. Roll the 2.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
very wide.
Alright, so it takes 10 points of damage. Very well. You can see as the ice begins to like form cracks, almost like a glass when you tap it with a hammer, and you can see these things form around its body. Not dead, but you've done a significant amount of damage already.
That motherfucker's gonna run now.
And I will use my bonus action to give Bardic Inspiration to Eldrith.
Oh, thank you. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it.
Just to encourage you after you got bapped.
It was a bit more than a bap.
That brings it to my Mephit boyos, who are gonna swoop down. Dive, dive, dive!
Wait, why me?
Bomber 1, Bomber
Oh,
1.
They don't see Ambrose because he's invisible. Ambrose is like here and invisible on the side of the wall.
Oh lord. That doesn't matter. There's a big motherfucker right here. That's a son of a bitch right here.
So they're gonna dive down and let's see here. Let me check the cone on the breath attack again.
Oh shit.
My...
Good old Mephits. 15-foot cone. So I can get everyone in these augers.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Predator's violence. I love it.
I did not account for this.
I don't think Celwydd would get hit by them.
No,
because
the
of
second
cone.
one wouldn't. So the first one would though. Ice Mephit 1 would get hit by the cone, but Ice Mephit 2, it would just be everyone but Celwydd. Let me just double check my cones on my useful stuff, just to make myself sure.
Cones are so goofy.
Let's see here. Let me double check my cones. 15 feet. Yeah, so it's kind of like a T, or looks like a Blackbird from Black Ops. Which is too
Blackbird or Graves attack.
Yeah, literally. Which T would hit. Oh, so okay. Ice Mephit 1 will hit Hjarlgron, Syldia, Celwydd, and Doi. Ice Mephit 2, if I position him here, will hit Eldrith.
Would get hit by Hjarlgron?
Oh my.
Well, if I swoop him down to here rather than moving
Yeah,
there first. Then this one would be Eldrith, Doi, and then just about Syldia and Hjarlgron. So Celwydd, you don't get hit by the second one. So for the first Ice Mephit, let's roll it. It is obviously only an Ice Mephit, so don't you worry. The breath attack comes out, so I need a dex save from Hjarlgron, Syldia,
Dex save?
Dex
My
save.
favorite.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't a save. You didn't save.
God, we love dangers. It's so good.
Okay. So everyone succeeds except from Syldia.
I'm just that goated.
So those of you that succeed take half damage. Those that did not succeed take full. That is 8 points of cold damage to Syldia, and then 4 for Doi, Celwydd, and then 2 for
Nice. We're taking so much damage.
How much was it?
8 total, halved to 4 for the rest of the goobers.
Cool kids that say.
Okie dokie.
And then the other one is going to do the other form of an ice cone, which is going to hit Eldrith, Doi, Syldia, and Hjarlgron. So, Eldrith, Doi, Syldia, and Hjarlgron, roll me another dex save.
Oh.
Not 20.
Amazing.
Oh yeah.
So this time, Doi and Eldrith fail. So that will be 7 points of cold damage to Doi and to Eldrith.
My lord.
The rest of you take 4 because it's halved.
Shitted on.
And again, I take 2. Delicious.
Alright.
Delightful.
That's my methods.
Nice.
And I don't think I'm going to roll a 6 on the recharge, so that will probably not be coming back. Doi, you're up.
Doi, seeing these things, taking inspiration from Ambrose, is going to transform into a giant spider.
Nice.
You know what I like about you, Skipper? Every time it's something fucking different.
You're welcome. Hey, you know what? It could be Brown Bear every time, buddy.
That's true.
Luckily, thanks to the beautiful form of how alchemy works, I could just quickly search it and it comes up. Amazing.
It's just in the database, yeah.
Love that. And I can move.
Unless you're me, of course, and you make Reece make a custom picture for every wildlife you have.
There you go, giant spider.
But at least you stick to them, like a handful.
I guess, yeah.
The limbs kind of move apart as now instead Doi's small body becomes a giant mechanical spider.
Reload, I don't see it.
And I shall
okay.
share it with you. 1 second. Share it with Doi. Boop. There you go.
Thank you. All right. So he's going to quickly clamber up the wall a little bit.
Yep.
And then the one that wasn't hit, he's going to shoot a web at it.
One that wasn't hit, so that's Ice Method 2. So this one down here next to Eldrith.
Yay.
11 to hit. You're lucky these are methods. It hits.
Oh!
Let's go.
The target is restrained as an act. Yeah, the target is restrained.
Okay.
Goddamn.
It is restrained. It kind of like falls down pretty much to like be in melee range with everyone down at the ground as it's restrained in this web that wraps it and then it plants itself onto the ground.
That'll be Spider's turn.
Very well. Syldia, you're up. You've been blasted with some cold ice wind. Not once, but twice.
I see an ice method too, and I don't like it.
It's restrained as well. In
Ah,
web.
what an idiot. Good evening.
So advantage and +2 from flanking. Not that you're going to need it, because Ice Method's AC is non-existential.
It's dead as fuck.
Alright.
Oh, that max damage.
This is the one that didn't take damage, so it did not die from that one swing, thank fuck.
But what if I smited?
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, if you smited, then it would die indeed.
Just paladin things.
Okay, yeah. You bring your glaive around, and this kind of nebula dream-like dust illuminates, and as you hit the method, it like implodes into it, and then it bursts outwards. Which is good for me. Everyone around him in a 5-foot radius needs to roll me a dex save as this creature bursts into icicles that fly out from its death.
Oh, so is that Eldrith and Syldia, right?
Eldrith and Syldia, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
So Eldrith, I would like another dex save.
Oh
Do a
lord.
flip, Elder.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna fucking go down here.
Alright, it blows
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Both of you fail. Both of you take 6 points of cold damage
Holy shit. I'm still alive.
as this creature blows up into smithereens. And as it
Awesome.
does, and you hear this creature shatter, and it echoes into the halls of the tower, Ambrose at the top, you hear, and only you hear this because you're at the window, you hear glass shatter. You ponder for a second what that might be.
From inside?
Not this tower, from the tower that's behind you on a window that's like looking diagonally down at you, you hear glass shatter.
It's coming from inside the house.
And then you hear like a swirling of wind as busting out through the window from the other tower after the glass shatters. You guys thought I was only gonna make you my fight ice methods, you fucking fools.
Yes, my man.
Never said that once.
No, I don't think anyone thought you were only presenting 2 ice methods at us.
An air elemental bursts out from the window from the other tower and joins the fray.
Huh.
Can we even see it?
Yeah, the rest of you can, yeah. It bursts out from the tallest tower. So Ambrose is on the small tower to the left. This one bursts out from the window of the tall tower on the right, directly diagonally above Ambrose. And it currently just swirling in the middle of the air out the side of that window. We can see its mouth and its large kind of like eyes form between the large clouds and wind that swirls around it. Perhaps maybe the small snow gives it its shape. But yeah, that will be what happens after the first item blows up and dies. So we'll carry on. Who is next? Oh, Syldia, sorry, you still have your turn. My bad. What else would you like to do? You do see the wind elemental burst through the window.
Well,
Oh god.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to get my spell slot back with
Course.
innate reserves, and then I will move here.
Can you guys
And
see
in
it
my
on the
turn.
back of my bow?
Yes.
I see the elemental,
Okay, cool.
but I just don't see a map.
You don't see a map. Oh,
No, just grid.
It's
Yeah,
the
there's no
classic. It's the
I
classic.
didn't say anything. I thought it was me.
Yeah, no, I thought it was like just because we're fighting just methods. I thought it's just a quick little.
No, there is a little map for it, but
I can also see the map.
Let me refresh. It might be on my end.
It's the church again. Oh no.
honestly,
This bug keeps happening. So.
honestly.
Okay, now no, I refreshed. Yeah, no, I see it now. Well, that was cool as fuck.
Oh, that's cute.
Refresh, guys, refresh.
Refresher.
Okay. Eldrith, you're up. What do you want to do in your turn?
Oh, what the fuck do you mean? I'm on that singular one life point.
Oh, damn.
Disengage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, just disengage.
And 30. I'm gonna be 30 feet back. And I don't think I have any bonus action spells, so I'm just gonna pass my turn right here.
Get him, Ambrose.
Yep, so you move back,
Call the
you
elemental
disengage.
a bitch.
Ambrose, you're up.
No, I can't attack or cast a spell without breaking invisibility.
Correct.
But could I shout the words of bardic inspiration?
Don't think so. I think any action breaks you out of invisibility.
Plus, isn't bardic
It,
inspiration
it
an ability?
specifies. I don't know. It specifies attack or casting a spell.
So it depends on whether you consider bardic inspiration a spell granted.
No, I'll allow it.
Which is a weird, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
because
real
there's
well.
like magical abilities.
I'll allow
And it's
it.
not casting a spell. All right. I remain invisible. I sit myself in the windowsill.
Even Big Crawford says he doesn't break you.
Oh, there you go.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna sit myself in the windowsill, let my legs hang over the edge, still invisible, and just. You got this, guys. Come on. It's just a bit of wind. Especially you, Hjarlgron. Doing great.
Is that
You
to
get
me?
inspiration.
Oh,
Yeah.
flattery will get you everywhere.
Anything
If
else?
anyone's used to attacking wind, it's gonna be Hjarlgron.
Alright,
I
Hjarlgron,
take-
you're up.
I don't know. I take the dodge action. I'm pretty invisible. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, it's safe to assume it's probably got like an AoE, so you know, sensible thing.
Just elemental just busts out, right?
Yeah, from the top window. It's still flying all the way up to the top, but yeah, it's.
A shout out in Primordial too. What are you doing here?
Let me double
What
check
are you doing?
something.
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
He said comment.
Let's see, communication. Oh, it only speaks Auran, not Primordial.
Which is primordial.
Oh, it's a dialect. That makes sense.
Primordial is 4 languages.
Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
I'm a pretty cool
Didn't
guy.
know that.
I'll look down and be like, I was trapped to protect this place.
As a swing to destroy this method, I'll ask him, who told you to protect this place? And then, yeah, and you just see the fucking mole come across. I'm gonna bludgeon the fuck out of this.
Yeah, I'll most likely die. I can only imagine, as long as you don't roll a natural one.
No, I can't do that.
11. You only just fucking hit it, to be fair.
Hey man, at least we hit it.
Yeah, it blows up. So Spider Boy, Syldia, and Hjarlgron need a deck
Muscle.
save.
Oof. Oof.
Alright,
We might take a bit more damage. Oof.
Oh no.
Crazy.
Alright, Syldia also fails. And Spider-Man, I need a deck save from you.
I'm up the wall.
Say again?
I'm up the wall.
Oh, did you move, like, around it and then up it?
Yeah. I climbed the wall.
Oh, then I would have attacked you with attack of opportunity.
Ah, go ahead.
Never mind, it's fine.
No,
I
go
just
ahead.
thought you were going behind it. It's all good.
Hey.
It'll be like 3 damage. It generally will not matter. Alright. The others... Okay, so... The both of you fail, though. So you both take 5 points of cold damage each.
Oof.
Crazy.
So 2 for you, Hjarlgron.
Ouchies. And then, yeah, I will 5, 10, 15. Again, I ask. Who told you to protect this place? And I will, with my bonus action, I will put my weapon away.
I come. You're stepping on his land.
And yeah, it seems so aggressive enough to want to get you guys out of here. So,
Square up, pussy.
Right, we squaring up with the air.
right, air elemental times. It'll fly all the way down to exactly this position. And it should realistically hold back no punches.
Just fuck me up. Come on.
Alright, we'll actually, he's going to, almost like a maelstrom, sit here in between both of you. To fit you both into his shape, his area, shall I say. So, I'm going to use Whirlwind.
Whirlwind.
Baller.
So, each creature in the elemental space, so Syldia and Hjarlgron, as it's trying to step in between both of you to slurp you, you need to give me strength saving throws.
Oh, shit.
Surely I'm okay at that.
Shit, I didn't say I was raging. This is normal.
Ooh.
Alright, Hjarlgron failed. Syldia, you succeed. Alright. Syldia, you hold your ground from these winds that all of a sudden this creature turns into this huge kind of like maelstrom of wind, this huge hurricane, and begins lifting roots and all sorts up from it as it kind of lets out this wail. And Syldia, you hold your ground. But Hjarlgron, you get flung 20 feet up into the air.
It's doing my technique, you bastard.
And you get knocked up 20 feet up into the air.
Mm-hmm.
The damage that you take just from the whirlwind is 20, so you take 20 points of bludgeoning damage just from the whirlwind itself.
Jeez.
Fucking hell.
I'm gonna use Stone's Endurance to reduce that.
Now, Brandon, does this count as attacking Hjarlgron per chance?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, I would like to make an attack against this creature as a reaction from Sentinel then.
Right, just give me a second and I'll definitely let. Alright, so you negate 11 of
Yeah.
that 20 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
You then fly up 20 feet, your body literally gets lifted from underneath you as you get flung up, and then your body clatters against the ground again as you take an additional 2d6 bludgeoning damage from the fall. Actually, I think this has specific wording that if you hit something, it might be different. Let me just double check, just in case.
What if he lands in really comfy soft snow?
No, it's still 1d6 for each feet. No, that's okay. So 2d6s. So you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage on top of that as you hit the ground, and some of your bones feel like they splinter. And you're also prone for this until your turn, when you can stand back up. Syldia, who succeeded, I believe you're not too bad off. If the target, I didn't manage to throw you against one another, so that won't matter. So you only take half of the 20, so you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and you're not blown anywhere, and you stay still without being knocked prone. So you just take the.
I'm unconscious.
Oh
God.
God damn.
God damn.
Then the winds are indeed strong enough to be able to at least knock you down as the whirlwind stays in the center of you all. And that will be its turn. Celwydd, you're up.
Okay. Holy shit. Evasive maneuvers.
Save Grandma.
Yeah. I'm gonna zoot over here.
You didn't roll your attack, by the way, against me, Syldia, before you got knocked.
I think I would have got knocked unconscious before.
I guess it would have happened
the
at the
whirlwind.
same time, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's a fair point,
Yeah.
actually.
But not for long.
Damn!
Oh, she.
What a gamer.
That's some
Thanks,
healing.
G.
You're back up.
And then I will also use my action to give her the super duper power.
Oh, the tailed runaway.
Yes.
Make him teleport away. Sure.
Was,
So you can teleport up to 30 feet away, and you can choose up to your charisma modifier for other people to do the exact same thing as you did.
Huh. Okay. I will keep that in mind.
At least that's how I understand it anyway.
Yeah, I think so, because I'm assuming
Because when it says, when the target teleports, it can choose a
it's
number of
their
creatures it can
charisma
see within
modifier,
30
not
feet of
mine,
it to your charisma modifier to immediately use the same reaction. So, yeah, you can use...
Does
makeup.
it have to be used like immediately though?
It says, yeah, their reaction, so yes. So once Syldia teleports 30 feet away, you guys can then opt to use your reactions if Syldia
Yeah.
selected you
So
to
it's
also
like,
teleport away.
you can use it to get people out of there if you want
Yeah,
to. Yeah.
it's a reaction consumption. Anything else, Celwydd?
Yeah, that'll be it. That's my action and bonus action.
Alright, Spider-Man, you're up.
Spider-Man is going to, from this vantage point about 15 feet on the wall, just jump straight at the air elemental.
Yeah, go for it. Attack it.
I'm gonna take my 1d6 of fall damage. Okay.
Alright.
And I'm gonna make the attack. Yeah, just bite into anything you can get his jaws on.
18 hits. Done 26 points of damage? Hold up.
The damage is also, it needs a constitution saving throw first, that's why.
Oh, because it's poison. Let me double check that
Yeah.
it's not immune.
He also rolled 1 off max damage.
Let me just double check
Hey.
that these
Holy
things
fuck.
aren't immune to it. Just
that
because
would
it's
make sense.
literally made out of wind. So.
It was that or my web, and I didn't think the web was gonna work, I'm gonna be honest.
Understandable.
I'm gonna try to recharge my web though, that's what I'm doing. Did not.
It is indeed immune to poison damage.
Oh,
Fuck! Alright.
Here we
It's
go.
essentially made out of
here we
wind.
go. Campaign all over again. They're all immune to
Oh,
the damage,
it's
Skipper.
fucking immune.
I hate it here!
Literally made out of wind. I don't know what to tell you, man.
It's true, though.
Actually,
Yeah, no.
target
Poison the
man.
air, polluted, burn some plastics.
You should join a union, man.
But it will take.
The
It
11.
won't even actually take the 11 because it's resistant to non-magical damage as well. So it'll take 6.
Absolutely sad.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
It's resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing of non-magical items.
Oh, Jesus.
So as the spider kind of bites into it, you notice that it doesn't do quite as much damage as it should do.
Yeah. God. 6? Okay. Yeah, I'll end my turn.
Alright. Syldia, you're up.
Yeah.
An
I'm
actual-
going
actual
to
up as well. PogChamp.
Bull PogChamp. I'm gonna use 20 heal lay of hands on myself.
Very well.
We back up to almost full, baby.
Let's go.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
And now I will just sit here and bonus action cast Thunderous Smite
Nice.
for when I next attack.
Alright, so your glaive begins to glow in some thunderous waves. Eldrith, you're up.
Okay.
Get a magic man.
Let's see. If it's gone, just this schmucko left, yeah?
Yep. The methods were just me being a little tease.
Oh yeah, really? You left me down to 1 fucking HP, they did. Little teasy says.
Well, to be fair, they can be pretty strong.
They
In
fucked me
fact,
up.
They just got fuck all hit points. And fuck all
Good
HP.
suicide bombers,
Yeah,
as I
let's
used last
see.
campaign.
I'm going to just, you know, I'm just gonna magic missile it for now.
Yeah, I mean,
Smart.
yeah, pretty smart.
Yeah. Just magic missile it at first level. Just.
I'll take 7 points of damage.
Oh
Non-
come on! What is that?
And it won't be reduced because it's magic, so I'll take those 7.
What is that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then from here I'm going to. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna send the fragment out
Alright,
using my
attack
bonus
roll.
action.
Yep, go for it.
Huh? I have a thing for this. Pew!
A 12 does not hit the fragment.
Do I
blasts
still
against
have my inspiration? My bardic inspiration?
If someone gave you
You
bardic
haven't
inspiration.
used it?
If someone
Yeah.
gave you it
I
and
haven't
you haven't
used
used
it.
it, then yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
I
it-
remember. Yeah, is it a 1d4 or 1d6 now?
Yeah. 6.
6. I will add.
Oh,
It's always
that
been 1d6.
still does not hit.
Oh my god.
My lord! What is going on?
Who missed this, man?
Anything else?
No, it's fine. That's it.
Alright, Ambrose, you're up.
I blame that fucking soundboard.
Screaming. No, it's fine.
They've got this, and I'm just gonna backwards roll into the window.
Okay.
Like a scuba diver.
Yeah,
You
just
backwards roll into the window.
Yeah, just into the room and see what's in here.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
Yeah.
Can you find the off button for the elemental?
With a 12, you begin having a look around through the surface and rummaging through like random crap and stuff. Amongst all of this, you do notice in a pot, kind of like a clay pot that anyone would keep like flowers and stuff, this weird kind of twisting branch that has these violet leaves growing from it, and then the branch is a bit grey in colour, which matches the description of one of the ingredients that she wanted you to get.
You found it.
At least
Yay.
one of them anyway.
Ding ding.
You're muted, bud. I can only hear you barely through Aimee's.
Fuck.
Uh-oh.
Assuming I only used like 5 feet or so to just roll in.
Yep.
I'm gonna use the. How tall is the ceiling in this room?
About 20 feet, 30 feet.
Yeah. I'm gonna use like 15 feet of it to get above the window inside. Let's just shout from inside the tower. Oh look, unattended alchemist supplies.
Okay. Alright.
Be a shame if someone were to steal these.
Very well.
That's my turn, and I guess dodge action again.
Alright,
While
Hjarlgron,
he
you're up.
was.
You're prone, remember?
Yep, you saw me to get up, and as I do, I'm gonna start to set on fire.
Alright.
Molten rage.
It needs to make a dex save, correct?
I believe this one's. Let me check just to be sure.
Any creatures within 5 of you must make a dex save. So they don't have to take 1d6 fire damage or half damage. So that's additionally. So. Dex is 6.
Indeed.
I rolled a 7.
Nice. Takes 1 fire damage.
Alright.
I'm gonna stand up. Pull out my maul. And I club the wind.
Alright, Club of the Wind.
Club of the wind.
Club of the win.
Labyrinth time.
But with a +2, that is 17.
He donk.
17 hits. Or. Let's see here.
It'll be 15 halved. Pretty sure. 'Cause we ain't magical.
Yep, so 15 half. So 8. Because it will round up, so 8 points of damage.
Pretty much true.
Alright, you bash into it, feel like you managed to like at least begin to, you can see its shape kind of like getting hit by your club.
Me club.
Anything else?
No. I've at least raged, so I'm not gonna take as much damage as now.
Alright, let's see if I get my whirlwind back on my turn. I did not. Alright then. I guess I shall clobber Hjarlgron.
Yeah, keep it up.
Hit him with that smack. Right, first attack. Hiya! Is a 23 to hit. Good Jesus Christ.
Can't help but notice you've attacked my friend.
Sentinel, go.
That would be 16 points of bludgeoning damage, right?
And then reduce to half.
Yes.
Oh, wait, no.
8.
Yeah, I would.
And from that first attack, I will attack.
Nice.
10. 10 will not hit.
Oh, joyous.
And the second attack
Yep.
is a natural 1, so it misses. Alright, that'll be its turn. Actually, it'll reposition itself as it kind of hears what Ambrose was saying. It'll move up here and begin to like look up to see what's going on, but he can't see anyone at the window yet, so he might fly up after. Alright, Celwydd, you're up.
Does the spider get an opportunity attack?
Yeah, if it wants it.
Get him, Skipper. Bite his ass.
Spider?
A 10 will not hit.
Well, lucky.
Well, lucky. It did not hit. Celwydd, you're up.
Skipper muted himself.
Yeah, it was.
Celwydd's just gonna yell over the sound of all the wind and chaos you just hear, say, "Oh, give it a rest already, you big fart!"
Oh
Good
no.
God.
Winter's
Maximum.
wet fart.
Devastating.
Maximum damage.
So it's coming for you next. He's at it. He's at it.
Oh, he's had it. He's had it. That was the straw.
GTA stars.
He rolled a natural
Amy,
1
why-
on his wisdom save, so he will take the 4 points of damage.
Oh my goodness.
Amy.
Dangerous blow to his body.
Amy, why'd you have to aggro it? Well, I'm literally behind you, dog.
It's okay.
Against the game.
Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm on that 1 HP.
You're on 1 HP, you say?
You're damn right I am. You aggroed the wind.
Not anymore. Healing word.
Oh shit! I forgot you had that.
There you
Thank you.
go. And
I forgot you had that.
Alright, so that brings us over to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is going to once again lunge at the air. Is it in the air? I'm sorry.
No, not yet.
Okay.
And it looked like it was going to go up, and then someone called it a fault, so it might
Actually,
not take that very kindly.
I'm gonna first try to regain my web.
Believe it.
Going to fail. Then I'm gonna run at it, try to take another bite out of it.
Yeah, go for it.
Wait, what's the roll to get your web back?
5 or 6.
You're rolling d4s.
That is correct. I was doing that the whole time.
Roll a
He's
d6
such a
then.
monkey.
That might help you reach it, maybe. Nope, okay, never mind.
It,
Oh,
The 9 also misses on this thing.
yeah.
Bruh.
Alright, that's my turn.
Alright, Syldia, you're up.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh, so they're tactical.
Watcha!
13 misses.
Wow, that's crazy. And my turn.
Huge turn. Eldrith, you're up. You're like Mia Zelly for real, for real.
I've rolled like so much shit this combat, Jesus.
Did you say my name? Because
Yes,
the Discord
yes,
started
yes.
out.
It's your
Okay.
turn, brother.
Okay. I just realized like technically vision is kind of blocked here for me. Can I see the big wind fart?
Yeah, just about.
Okay, nature's wet fucking fart. You know what? Yeah, sure. One more. Yeah, you know, fuck it. One more magic missile.
Go for it.
Mimjik missile.
It's too strong, man. It's just guaranteed damage.
It is, but
Points of damage.
okay, that's a lot better.
Nice. Good damage, good damage, good
And-
damage, good damage.
Bonus action to just fling the starlight fragmentation again.
Go for it. A 10 will miss.
My lord! God!
When an average
Right,
encounter
I will-
suddenly becomes much harder simply because of rolls, we love to see it.
15.
Alright,
I'll
I'm
move
gonna go over
here.
there and slap
Yeah.
some people off now.
Wait.
Wait.
Can't ever reach over.
We can talk about it. I can speak wind. Trust,
I don't know
please.
if I can actually reach over. Let me check my movement.
Fart at him.
Oh god. No, I'm not gonna bark, bro. I'm gonna make whooshing noises.
What's my flying speed? Oh, I can't make it very easily. Holy shit.
Is this flying speed 60 perchance?
90.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
I forgot it was.
You can't get out of there.
I forgot they had that much.
Ambrose, you're up.
He's not coming up, is he?
It looked like he was
Just
going to, and then he got pulled another way, so...
Bro's hovering
He
above the
actually
window
got
with his
offended
hand
by what
raised
I
and is like, where the fuck is the thing?
He is also being surrounded by 2 large creatures and another thing attacking him from behind, so...
This is true. This is true.
Syldia's
And
very
so I
menacing.
remain invisible and unbothered. I'm sure they've got this.
Very
I'm
well.
so certain.
So is that you saying
Continue
you're doing
dodging above the window.
Very well.
Or I'll prepare an action actually for if said elemental does come through the window, I'm gonna slap him with an inflict wounds.
Okay, very well.
Wait, can you cast the spell as a prepared action?
Yes, but,
Yes,
but it
just,
consumes it.
But it will consume your spell slot.
yeah.
So
Even
preparing
if
it
you don't
now-
end up using it.
Yeah, so preparing it now will consume
Oh.
the spell slot anyway.
How does one inflict wounds on an air elemental?
That's a good question.
You slap it.
How does one
You
bite a
slap it
fucking
so
air
hard.
elemental?
You slap
You
it so
bite it.
hard it pressurizes and becomes a liquid elemental for the briefest moment.
Go on, Hjarlgron.
Yeah, I'm just gonna beat its ass.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, and 2 things. Sorry, Spider, you entered my range, and then did your turn there. Both him and
yeah,
the air
sure.
elemental take 2 damage.
2 fire damage. Very well.
Yep. I will slap its ass now.
Alright.
Recklessly.
Go for it. Does that mean it has advantage on you the next time?
Yeah.
Damn!
Krakatoa.
12
Fuck
points of damage.
Krakatoa.
Yeah.
Big hit that
Krakatoa.
sways the wind, almost like when a gust of like fog gets pushed by like a large breeze. This creature dissipates for a split second as it then like recuperates for quite a strong 12 points of damage. Anything
And I'll
else?
say, I wouldn't really have noticed it looking anyway, it's just wind. So yeah, no, I will do nothing else.
Alright. Well,
Striking its bitch ass.
yeah, I mean, it took a huge impact from you, so it will retaliate against you. Let me roll to see if I get my whirlwind, because it would be pretty huge.
It would be pretty huge
Actually
right now.
taking the aggro back.
I'm just...
Nope, failed.
Damn it.
It is a very high, like, check, so, I mean, I'm not surprised. Alright, Hjarlgron. These are at advantage, right, because you're reckless?
Yeah.
Then I'm
Go on, crit
assuming
me.
I'm assuming I will not be missing then. Let's see.
Oh, probably not.
23 to hit on the first one.
Yeah.
For 17 half, so 9? Yeah, 9. 9 points
Yeah.
of damage. And then slam again.
Come on, just crit me.
Ask and you shall receive, my friend. Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, that's what we like.
For 29 points of bludgeoning.
Nice. I'm gonna use my reactions and just endurance.
So 29 half is 15. So 40. No, I'd like 11.
Nice. I'm on 1 HP.
1
Nice.
HP and a dream.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's get it, game.
Yeah, okay, that's its turn.
It's not moving.
Not
But
after
it did
it's,
hit me.
not after that. If he knocked Hjarlgron down, then yeah, I think he would have moved. But since Hjarlgron's still standing,
He did attack Hjarlgron.
He did attack
so...
yeah,
He
yeah,
does that.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
13.
13?
Yeah.
This is crazy, guys.
Game's the game, man.
Dice are dice, man. Maybe we streamline it. Maybe we remove dice from D&D and we just say
Yeah.
Make
like-
attacks,
Can
make
we just
attacks
say, like,
automatically hit.
And we
do we
just-
feel
and we just
do we
make
feel
them
like the attack should hit?
And we just say it just hits, you know.
Please, because these rolls have been awful as combat.
But until that day, Celwydd, it's up to you.
Oh, lucky.
Okay. Just trying to run some fucking calculations in my head.
Oh shit, she's running the numbers past the 1,
The-
square number, the 2.
The TCG table tap. The.
Oh, shit, boy.
Hmm. I don't think there's a way I can cast Shadow without clipping one of you guys.
I'm on free HP.
Oh,
You're
you
three.
could get a quadra kill here, really.
You're caught. You're actually caught.
No,
Oh,
I'm
nice.
on 30 HP, man.
Oh, okay, you could get a triple kill. I mean, you know, that's pretty good, bro.
It's pretty
Is
worth
friendly
it.
fire on? I'm just gonna
I
check.
don't know, bro. I feel like a triple kill is
You'll-
pretty nice, bro.
Feel free to hit Doi. He's on free HP.
It does carry over to Doi though as well.
Yeah, I'm at 20 still, so she has to do more than 20 to actually hit him at all.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Unless... Screw it. For now, I will just... I'll slap him with one of these again.
Dissonant Whispers. Wisdom save. They're so wise.
Oh! I just had a
Right.
realization on him.
What?
One of those attacks would have been normal.
Oh, then it wouldn't have been a crit.
Because of Coward's vicious mockery.
Oh yeah, the disadvantage.
Bro.
Oh, it
Yeah.
failed to save.
Oh, it would have been on the first one. So the second.
would've been on the first one.
So
You
the
still
second
would've
one
crit
was the second one would still have been a crit. So the first
Ah.
one was
Was it 23?
23 on the first roll, and on the second it was an 18.
That still hits, but you know.
If it was
We
on the
tried.
second one, yeah, you would have nullified the crit. To be fair. Wisdom save. Sorry. Super wise, super smart. Cloud. 9.
Oh shit!
And we'll take the 12 points of Damaggio.
Can whisper at it, bitch, bitch, bitch.
And what was the other effect that Dissonant Whispers does?
That's just his
He
reaction to fuck off.
can't move towards me.
Can't move towards you. The damage is blah 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 blah. And must
It must use its reaction
must
if it's
immediately
available.
use its reaction to move as far away as its speed allows from you to greater it doesn't move.
Wow.
Is it about to fucking zoot to 90 feet?
It's about to fly
Yeah.
90 feet in the air.
3 opportunity attacks. It's clobbering.
3
guys.
opportunity attacks?
Yeah, you guys
Oh.
can throw in the 3 opportunity attacks.
I've already used my reaction.
Oh yeah, so 2 opportunity attacks. 15 hits for not the 18 for
4.
I've already used mine, so yeah, no.
So have
One
the
for
So
two.
2 points of damage. Nice. Massive guys, humongous.
Yeah, and I can't, because.
Oh, because you used a stone protection, yeah.
Yep.
Alright, well, still strong damage coming through from the psychic damage and also moving him away, so, you know, it is what it is. He is 90 feet in the air. Anything else?
Standing like, hey, get the fuck down here, you bitch.
Not for me, no. That'll be my turn for this turn.
Alright, Doi, the enemy is 90 feet in the sky.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try my best to first recharge my web.
I believe. Cash money.
Surely.
Ah!
God damn it.
When the number's slowly going up.
Yeah. And he is going to dash and go check that Ambrose is okay.
Okay. You dash and climb up and you kind of look into the window. So you can like move yourself up here and you climb up and you look in. No Ambrose to be seen.
But no blood.
But no
Do I see a fucking spider just
climb in. Yeah, you do indeed.
Ah, holy fuck!
That's not an element.
You know, actually, when he uses inflict wounds on me.
His wording was specifically for the air elemental, so no.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh
that's
god,
fair.
oh my god, he just fucking moved his door in the
Imagine.
window.
Slaps him in the face.
Anything else, Giant Spider-Man?
That'll be it.
Syldia, your target's 90 feet in the air. Anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, I cast Sanctuary on Hjarlgron.
Hey, that's
Very
me.
well. Sanked up. Big up.
Gangster.
And then I will
Yep.
hold my action to smack the bastard if it decides to come down and square up.
Which it will. Very well. Eldrith, you're up. Your target is not only 70 feet plus a knight's 160 feet away from you, Eldrith.
160 goddamn feet away.
Just get 40 feet closer and then wait, you don't have to move it.
I fucking slingshotted it into the sky.
I mean, Firebolt is 100 and... Firebolt's 120 feet, so...
It's not technically 160.
Yeah, I suppose diagonally it's
Angle of the hypotenuse, actually.
It would be like 100 and like something, like 150 or something like that, diagonally. Because he's 70 feet away from it if it was a straight line, and then it's also diagonally up. So I would probably guesstimate like fucking 120, maybe 130 feet away.
Don't worry.
Well, if it's 100,
I'll get
if it's
a
120,
calculator.
Firebolt should be in range. It's 120 feet.
Sure, man. Have it.
Or...
Get out the protractor. Let's see it.
I'm not here for mass. You can have it, bro. Firebolt it.
Firebolted, no. Bolting.
18 hits for 1 point of damage.
Damn!
It's so far that it does just about reach, but by the time the firebolt reaches it, it's like a candlelight.
Wow! What is today, bro? I've been seeing nothing but like the extreme ends of like
Absolutely
the dice.
Anything else we'd like to do?
For now, no.
Alright.
Sitting there.
Ambrose?
This giant spider peering in through the window is distinctly doy, right?
Yeah,
like because of
it's
the
mechanical, yeah. You notice
yeah.
it's like patterns, yeah.
What the fuck, doy? And I'm just gonna like look out upside down through the window, see the air elemental just fucking miles away. Well, if I was going to do anything now, I fucking couldn't. I thought you guys had this. It just looks...
You son of a bitch. You leave right away and then blame us when we fail. You fucker.
To be fair, the amount of times it's fucking moved, I don't think I ever could have got in range.
Because I'm gonna get my Willen back, fly down and double kill Syldia and Hjarlgron. That's exactly what's gonna happen in this too.
It's funny that you
I
think
was
you'll
gonna
get close enough to do that, I say, having rolled
continue-
5s.
Continue dodging above the fucking...
Very well.
I'll peer out of the window, I guess. Look at... who's closest? Syldia. Just... Come on, Syldia. We'll have a nice cup of tea after this. Just hurry the fuck up.
Is that a bardic inspiration? Will I finally be able to hit one attack, please?
Yeah, it is.
We believe, bro. We believe.
Inshallah.
Hjarlgron, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ready my action to smack it and I'm gonna shout up to it in Primordial. Get down here and face me, you coward.
I'm trying, but your bitch-ass friend moved me.
But your bitch-ass friend.
Obviously, non-canonical, but you know.
Nah, that's full canonical, what do you mean?
Anyway, sure. It will. Is that? Yeah, that's fine. We'll move it to its turn. It will use its feet to regain the position that it was once in, as it fucking cannonballs down.
Anyway.
Here's Wonderwall.
9. Yeah, go on. You have to roll the 6 to be able to hit. You need a.
Surely.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
That is what it is. Hjarlgron, you attack as well.
Fuck, I'm going all out reckless attack.
I'm pretty sure it breaks Sanctuary, doesn't it? You attacking me?
I don't give a fuck.
I'm just double checking with Chibi.
Please don't break the sanctuary.
I just broke the sanctuary. Brother, I'm probably going down regardless.
-1 spell slot was a waste of time, no matter.
Brother, I'm on 1 HP. I've got 15 AC. Shouldn't have used it on me.
Alright, 17 points of damage, half to 9. Yes, because it can't be 8, so it's 9, so it takes 9 points of damage. It is looking pretty rough.
Yeah, so am I, so I just hold up my hands and I say, come get me.
1 to, if I roll a 5, oh no, it's a 4 to 5, isn't it, actually?
Go on, get it.
If it's a 4 or a 5, I regain my whirlwind and I get a double kill. If I don't, it is what it is.
Do it. You know you want to get.
Oh, no.
Kill us!
I'll put the result in the adventure chat. So there's only one way this is going to end. Ryan,
It's a D5 recharge. I didn't know.
it regains it on a 4 to 5. It says.
Yes.
You may
Oh
Google
my
it.
God.
I'll allow you to even look at the stat block.
Dude,
Okay.
fuck is up running.
And just
Kill
to
them
double
now.
check, I will also check. No, recharge 4 to 5. Yes, it is. Okay. Yep, it'll fly down, and on
4
top
to
of-
6.
It'll fucking land in between your bitch asses and fucking whirlwind. It was meant to be.
Brandon's breathing in like.
Alright, I need a strength
Finally.
save from the both of you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fail, Pogchamp.
Crazy. I haven't rolled above a 10 this combat, I
That's
don't
a success, but Ryan has 1 HP, so I think he downs anyway.
think. Yeah.
So the creature flies down, opens up into this huge hurricane, as Syldia gets launched 20 feet into the air. Hjarlgron doesn't, but the
I
sheer
just,
force
bro,
of
I'll
the
fucking
wind
white beardies stand there in the middle of it dead.
stand still. The winds are enough. The bludgeoning damage from the cutting winds is enough to knock Hjarlgron unconscious. And Syldia, you take, and well, I guess Hjarlgron, you would take half of the whirlwind damage. You would take 8, which, you know, is still more than 1, so you do get knocked unconscious. And Syldia, you take 16, and then an additional.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got fucking booted.
We've done it, guys. We've kicked the DM.
We killed the DM.
It is what it is. You guys win, I guess. And
Game's
then
the
let me
game.
roll. So 16 and an additional 2d6. Sadly, the whirlwind damage was not high enough to get the double kill, but it is what it is. And 9 bludgeoning from you landing back down.
All that.
Alright, that is me. I'll move my token slightly so you can actually see yourselves.
And I lose my Thunder Smite.
No.
Alright. That's my turn. I can't do anything else. Celwydd, you're up. Hjarlgron's
Alright, time
fucking donzo.
Alright, in character and out of character. Don't know how this works, but here it comes.
Shatter.
Wait a minute. Do not shatter the giant. Please.
I was aiming like up here, so it just clips.
Thunder
Hopefully, just clips the elemental.
Shatter someone's corpse.
Oh, Jesus. That's not what I
Sadly,
meant.
it is,
God.
sadly, it is the wind variety. If it was stone, that would have been pretty goated.
Yeah, it would be obliterated. Yeah.
But con save. Oh shit. Con save nonetheless. Let's see. I rolled a natural 1. Crazy. It takes the full.
Crazy.
Well, I lied. It does not take the full 14 points of thunder damage.
I'm assuming it's resistant. Yeah.
It is indeed resistant to thunder damage. Thunder and lightning as well. So it'll take 7. It is literally the shatter. However, did look like at this point it is literally like gusts of wind. It is almost dissipated entirely as the shatter goes through and more creature-like parts of this cloud-like elemental like fade. It is holding on by a tether.
Okay. There isn't really. I can't use healing word, can I? Because I just cast another spell.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now I kill him. It's just
Destroy me.
Don't worry.
Are they both down? Or is
no,
one?
just Hjarlgron. I didn't do
Send me
enough
to the
damage
hunt.
to get the double kill, sadly.
Send me to the hunt, Brandon.
I'll hunt him, must hunt. Anything else,
Do
Skull?
you already have a bardic inspiration?
Syldia?
No.
Yeah.
I used it.
Not anymore.
I used
will
it,
give
and I
you- Another one.
Massive.
baller.
The chances here, the time is now.
Get him.
Surely I won't roll another 5 and then a 1 on the d6. Surely
It's
not.
impossible. It's impossible. Giant spider.
Go over here.
How
and
much
take my-
movement do you have? Because you are 30 feet up to get to that window.
Fuck. I will. Ooh.
I mean, you
No.
could jump 30 feet down if you
You
want.
could just jump and take the full damage.
Fucking
And
suplex.
instantly die and fall
Fucking
out of your
hand.
shape and have to rewild shape again.
I will use my bonus action to use a second level spell slot to heal.
Hell yeah, beast healing. Nice.
Okay.
I need to figure out how much it is for a second level spell slot. It is 1d8 per, so 2d8.
Huge.
Okay.
Absolutely ginormous.
Fuck. It's a second level spell slot. Okay. Then we'll jump just off the tower at it.
It's 3d6 worth of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yes. Then we'll make a bite attack. No, I'm not even gonna try to web it. It's wind. I'm just not gonna try.
How much of that is piercing?
It would be. Oh, it would be 11 damage still though.
11 reduced to 6 because it's obviously resistant to your standard damage.
Yeah.
So 6. We're barely holding on.
But that'll be Spider's turn.
3 HP in a dream.
Syldia, whack his PP.
This is it, Syldia. Your moment of redemption. 3 HP in a dream.
You've got this.
Surely.
Remember the cash money, come on.
Surely.
Surely.
Nat 20. Throw it out there right now. Manifest.
Surely.
Hey!
Yippee.
How do you kill
Let's
this
go.
elemental, Syldia?
I just cut it in half, innit?
I just slice it, bro. I've had enough. I just fucking slice it.
I've had enough.
The glaive comes through, it slices through the middle, and the air finally finishes dissipating with one last kind of wail in the wind. And all of the wind that was around here now kind of slightly falters and calms. And that would be the end of combat as you guys have taken care of the air elemental.
No, my vape cloud.
Go team.
Passenger princess up there.
Hjarlgron is still on the ground.
Yo, you want me to... Brandon, roll me a death save.
I'll roll you one death save, just for you, Tommy.
Go on, give me that one.
No.
Hjarlgron looks like he's bleeding out profoundly.
Oh my god, was it actually a nat fucking what? Someone patch him up. Where's the paladin?
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Bro, it's so great how I would just like call this shit for myself.
So, obviously, you all technically have an action before it's his turn, so... Anyone patching him up?
Been
She used healing words.
Ah, healing word. Brilliant. You're back to life. Don't worry, Hjarlgron.
Also, if we chill for like 10 minutes, I can use my necklace.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
It's the ones
Yeah,
who've been
we could do that. We
absolutely
could all
fucked
take a breather
stay
for 10
outside
minutes.
while they pray revealing, and then anyone else with Ambrose can go tower hunting.
So everyone stays outside, and then Ambrose will continue to do what he was
No,
doing earlier.
Doy should be fine.
Yeah,
if he
yeah,
changes
yeah.
back to Spider.
Which he is. I just can't delete it.
Very well. Okay. So, as you guys managed to take care of some of the magical creatures that have nested here in the Green Ward Tower, as well as a random yet sudden air elemental that seems to have been inhabiting this place for whatever reason, we'll see what the towers hide and what things loom within next session. So we'll leave it there for now.
Let's go.
Hey.
Hey.
What pain?
So we need some
Sick.
magical or fire weapons, and we need people to hit. That's the biggest issue.
CL5 creature that should have not been that difficult.
I need level 5 so I can actually be consistent instead of this dog shit.
It's insane how all of my
Christ.
rolls were dog shit for damage.
I was like,
It was-
that's
was
a
pretty
nice
good.
little side quest. Ice method, 2 ice methods just to be like a bit of banter, and then an elemental. That's good enough challenge. And then all of a sudden, your rolls be like, not today, brother.
Let's be honest,
I
nothing went
rolled.
right since that soundboard.
I rolled
Yeah.
8, 2, 5, 5, 3, 8, 6 against that thing. Crazy.
Brandon starts the session with a numb face. The soundboard fucking goes off. It's like,
Alright, for the rest of you, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. And we'll see what the Green Ward Tower awaits and whether we can pick up an Alchemist as well next session. So until then, I hope you all have a wonderful long rest. Goodbye.
Bye.
bye.
Goodbye.